take you right into the intro, and then I'll be back because I got something to show you all. Bullscorn strikes again with, you'll see. Hi, shot, Bubblicious. Bye bye.
Home in the valley, home in the city, home isn't pretty, ain't no home for me. Home in the darkness, home on the highway, home isn't my way, home I'll never be. I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you. Time is the essence, time is the season, time ain't no reason, got no time to show. Time everlasting, time is to play these sides, time ain't on my side, time I'll never know. Burn out the day, burn out the night. Now I want to tell you what's wrong from what's right. I've seen suns that were freezing and nights that were, and I'm burning for you. I'm burning for you.
Alrighty. Let's do this thing, I guess. I wasn't going to come live today, but my nerves are just all over the place today, and I really didn't want to sit around and think about tomorrow anymore. So, because tomorrow could be big, and it's scary. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to do a short live. It's not going to be really long. But Fetty, old Bullscorn, the Super Zero, I had to, just because of some of the things she said in her live, she really didn't have anything to do with. And I've got proof of that. I told you, Betty says shit, and it doesn't take much digging to find the actual facts of what really happened. It just, Anyway, yeah, tomorrow I don't know. If I'll be live, probably not. I don't know. It's nerve-wracking. Anyway, hey Deb, hey Zumba girl, like your name. Hey Victoria, good to see you guys. Dean Weeks, hello. I think that you are wonderful. You always put a smile on my face and make, oh, thank you, Zumba. Hey Hindsight, hey Half Pint 275. Your next surgery was successful. Oh, that is great. I am so glad to hear that. Good for you. Now my chat just went. This phone has been acting up something terrible. I was in Jay's. I'm commenting away, saying hi to everybody. Not a response. I never had something. At least I thought I was. I don't know what was going on, but my phone was acting weird. So then I shut it off, turned it back on like 3 different times, and finally it started working right. But it was happening to me yesterday in a chat too. In a couple different chats. It's like, I don't know, this phone is a piece of shit. That's what I get for buying a cheapie all the time. Hey Rocky, good to see you. Yeah, tomorrow's. Hey Winnie the Pup. Hey Scouse baby. I wish I could go into more detail, but I can't because of how YouTube is and because of what's going on. Yeah. I don't know. It's shit I shouldn't have to do. It's shit I shouldn't have to do. Christ, they can't even let me breathe. I'm sorry, it's been rough. I was finishing up making what I had to make and stuff. Hey, Ann. October 7th, during the Hamas attack to Israel. Oh, thank you, Ann. I'm so sorry for your loss. Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow determines what kind of a fight I'm going to have on my hands. My gut's telling me it's going to be one. Anyway. We're going to get into Betty. I have to. I'll play her, and while I'm playing her, I have her. The receipts I got for something she's going to claim to have been a very big part of and have done. She was not even there. But yeah. She is filing 80 complaints as a result of the Charlie Kirk funeral debacle, in her opinion. 80, at least 80, she's claimed. You'll hear it. Of course, law enforcement didn't do a good job. And for someone being a family member and on the inner circle, she sure didn't get no kind of special treatment. She was treated like anybody else who showed up. Just like us regular people. Hey, Chroma Chronicles, welcome to Poolside. You're a misfit like the rest of us. Thank you, hon. You've been killing it with your Sebastian Rogers coverage. You've been doing it. I watch it and listen to it. You want receipts? You want facts about Sebastian's case? Go to Chroma's channel. Don't listen to this piece of shit. But she's claiming she's going to hammer back on it when she gets back home. Hey, Betty. Does GoFundMe know that you misappropriated funds from your fundraiser that was for your lawyer for your appeals in Tennessee? Are they aware that you misappropriated funds and used it for a trip? Bet not, because according to The rules, that's a no. That's misappropriating funds. Just saying. You put it out here, babe, not me. She could even quote Erica Kirk, PhD, as a disgrace. She is. It will be 3 years. On the 25th, we lost our 15-year-old grandson. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's a tough week. Sorry, I'm praying. Oh, wow, Dina, I'm so sorry. Yes, she is, Dina. And I got receipts to prove it. Hey, Toby. He's definitely a case for her 51. Yeah. She does. She thinks she's above the rules. She thinks that her civil rights, she can do anything she wants to do, and there's no accountability, there's no consequences. And she's allowed to trample on everybody else's. Yeah, that she does. I'm sitting out here at Poolside, but it is so hot, muggy, sticky. I'm gonna need a shower after my live again, which that's okay. I'll take it this afternoon, then I want to take one tonight. Abby, one less thing I have to worry about. I got enough to worry about. Oh, today was cool pictures. My daughter drove me nuts this morning. Let's see, we changed earrings and hairdos several times. And I am just not a cheery person in the morning. I'm not. I've never been a morning person. I'm always up before dawn, but I've just never been a very cheery. Leave me alone in the morning. Let me do what I got to do. Leave me be. Yeah, that don't work when you got littles. You have to put on that smile. You have to say, you have to say, didn't we go through this 2.5 hours last night so we didn't have to do it this morning? But yeah, it don't matter. Oh, I don't know how they got my email address, but I really wish they quit emailing and talking. Ugh, drives me up a wall. Hey, summer girl. Yeah, I'm doing okay. So this is Betty, and everything. She's got a lot to say here, but we're going to be fast forwarding through parts of it because I don't want to put you to sleep. You get enough of that with BJ. Oh my God, that live yesterday was pathetic. That phone call and everything. I'm sorry, that was all pathetic. It was just pathetic. Who's the one controlled? Who's the one that they can get to come out and put anything out? She said she has control over everybody. She owns everybody. Who's the one being owned? Look at she's using this shit for content. He thinks it's all fucking funny. It's fucking pathetic, is what it is. It is truly pathetic. I don't know. I don't know. I was having fun. Jay was having so much fun. I'd love to listen to Jay reviewing Britney. She has so much fun with it. And that laugh. And today, let's do them hashtags again. I stand with Clue. I'll put him in chat. And I stand with GW. Because I believe Queen 100%. Queen says she's never got served, hasn't gotten served shit. I believe that. I think Britney's full of shit. I think she's a liar. But, that's just my opinion. Yeah, it is. Hey, Kim.
wheelchairs and
My granddaughter, we used to fight every morning of what clothes and hair do, even let her pick her clothes out. Yep, same. I'm going through it. Yep, we spend anywhere from an hour or two at night. And she'll change her mind 1,000 times, but then we still go through the same thing in the morning. It's like last night I ironed 3 different outfits because she wiggled them up instead of listening to me and putting them on the hanger and putting them in her closet right away. No, they needed pressed on. Yeah, I wasn't doing that this morning, no. Oh, thank you, Summer Girl. I appreciate you. Thank you. I gotta go. Thank you. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't pressing off shit this morning. I had him to get ready too, and he's all boy. You cannot. I'm telling you, that boy can be. You could dress him and look as clean cut and cute as a button, and within 5 minutes, nope, he's found a way to get messy. So I'm trying to keep him controlled, praying that they get their pictures taken before recess. Because once he goes out to recess, it's over with. It's over with. He's getting dirty. He's going to find him some dirt. So, um, yeah, I wasn't doing it again. Hey, CJK. Hey, J Fox. Winnie the Pup, Stan Recluse. Thank you. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, everybody, for putting them in. Hey, Miss Brittany. Okay. It's insane, school pictures. $35 for 2 8x10s. Are you kidding me? I mean, they could do them twice a year. And then I do pictures. So I just like one. I really wanted this year's at the end of the year instead of the beginning of the year. Because there's a big difference, but she wanted it done today because the class picture was being done today, and I get the little class picture card thing, that's an addition. I can't believe that thing's $10. It's crazy. I can remember back when my goddaughters, they were like that price, it's crazy. That's how your son was too. Have you tried the wrinkle release? I use that. It works. Doesn't give a crisp finish, but it works well on most clothing. No, I haven't. Because usually it's her skirts. She loves to wear skirts and dresses. The girl would live in them. She hates, and I'm telling you, she hates pants. She'll wear leggings as long as they're thin, but jeans, nah. It has to be super cold, and I have to basically make her wear them. She doesn't. I don't wear a lot of dresses and skirts, so I have no idea where she got it from. But yeah, she's just not a big pant person. But some of those skirts, the pleats, they need. Hey, Cheesy. But I am going to try it. I haven't tried it. The whole pack used to be $10. Yep. Not now. It's $10 just for the little class picture. And it's just like like two postcards put together, the size of 2 postcards. What the hell is leaking? Oh, Lord. It's crazy. But I don't need a bunch of pictures every year because, anyway. Like I said, I do my own, do videos, but I still want something from them from school, I just really wanted the end of the year this year, but she's stubborn as hell. She just has to be difficult. I created a little diva is what I did. At least he's not so bad. He's a shoe horse. He loves his shoes. And that boy loves his Crocs. And so does my daughter. And she don't even care if they're knockoff Crocs. As long as she can put the little fidgets on them, they're not allowed to wear them to school. But she loves her Crocs.
people that just have walking disabilities.
Go. I must have.
That is on their hands. They would not let any.
She starts picture right out the gate.
And of course, I didn't see how long. And I think that it was even bigger. I mean, people were just coming by the truckloads. And by the time there was morning, I have to say there was 10 or 20,000 people down the road. All I could see was people's heads. And they were, we were all packed in there. We were all kind of stretched out. We started getting pushed on the, they put these barriers. This is what I'll say. Secret Service did an amazing job. Turning Points USA did an amazing job putting everything together inside the gates, but they put barrier gates around it, and then that was local law enforcement. Local law enforcement dropped the ball. I don't think that community is very friendly, because I went up there and explained to an officer that this is going to be a shit show, basically, the way they've got it set up. Okay, I've been to enough of these things where, and of course, he's like, what did he say? Oh, we're not going to do that. You're just going to have to, worry about yourself. And I'm like, you got it. I'll be happy to worry about myself. Have a great night. God bless you. Thank you for your service, right? Basically, you guys know what I was saying in those very, sarcastic words, so to speak. And then literally 2.5 hours later, Secret Service is screaming at everybody that they need 20 feet in front of that gate. Well, you know what? Local law enforcement dropped the ball, right? Period. I was trying to explain to him. I was trying to be helpful. They're too dense. They're too arrogant to take help. And I'm also filing a complaint against Glendale Police Department when I get back home. 88 complaints. I'm filing 88 complaints with them and their state attorney. What they did to the elderly and the disabled was absolutely deplorable. And that is on their hands. They would not let any cars go and pick them up. Where, mind you, some of these people are in wheelchairs and motor scooters and other crazy stuff, and they made them literally have to walk a half a mile away. That is, when you have disabled people, you have to make reasonable accommodations. Reasonable. Accommodations. There was no reasonability with the accommodations that they were doing to those disabled people. I mean, people in motor electric chairs and wheelchairs, and people that just had walking disabilities. When you got outside, they didn't care. So we're going to make sure that they do care. And I got a few people that are going to give me statements.
Betty, are you for real here? You live in fucking Florida. Are you kidding me? You live a couple hours from me. You know how it is. Most of those big convention centers are in the middle of downtown. There's very limited parking and the event parking is always away from the site, and it's usually pretty expensive. What you're complaining about is pretty standard, Betty, and is not breaking any laws. You're just mad because Bullhorn didn't get no VIP treatment and didn't get a prime parking spot and get ushered in above everybody else, because she knew him and Erica, and she was on the inner circle. Rocky member for 11 months. Woohoo. No, I'm not. Why? You guys can't hear me? Oh, don't tell me my mic went out. It's still going up and down. I'm not muted. Yeah, but she complained the whole time. Like she didn't know there was going to be a huge crowd and didn't know to get there in advance. Okay? Hey, Stitching. Okay. Hey, Happy Feet. This is insane. Just wait. I got something. She's got some claims she's going to make about all her involvement in politics and stuff. But I got something to show you that tells you otherwise. You'll see. Because, see, I did a little easy digging. It didn't take much to find it. I don't understand these people. They come out here, they fluff up their lives, they lie about shit. Why do you take everybody for what they say and what they claim? It takes a couple minutes sometimes, at the most. And you can find that they're just full of shit. And they're manipulating you into thinking they're something they're not, or they've done something they've not. Because for some reason, they need to inflate their lives. They need to make themselves more relevant than they are. And this is a routine with Betty. I mean, it's not shocker. Hey, little horses.
I'm going up there, and I'm going not up there physically.
Yeah, for the normal crowd. This was an exceedingly large crowd. They knew it was going to be an exceedingly large crowd. They made the accommodations they could make. Parking was going to be a nightmare regardless. There was thousands of people there. And that's just the regular Joes that was there. You're not talking about the guest speakers, all the people involved in the setup, all the secrets, or all the security, all the VIP members. Those are all in addition to the regular crowd they got to deal with. Hey, oh la la. I love that name. Little C, good to see you. Little horses, it's good to see you. You watch them build that whole arena. Exactly.
Speak to
it was beyond that.
In charge, yeah. and tell them that is absolutely unacceptable. And I think they violated.
Oh, here we
law.
go.
I think law enforcement outside of that arena violated the law. I hope they're not doing that every time things go on in that stadium. Because
okay, yes, Betty. Parking. Yes, go to any stadium or any arena. Yes, they're set up for large audiences, but not that large. And there's not that parking for everybody. Hell, I had to take shuttles sometimes when I went to events to go back and forth to where the cars were parked. What are you talking about?
And this
was unprecedented.
You can't reasonably
exactly.
Make somebody that was dropped off at a particular corner have to go another half a mile away.
Oh, little horses, that's wild.
It's just unreasonable. So, hey, Sweet Misery. I got to meet Sweet Misery. She can tell you, I was freaking tired last night. I was ready to drop. I had an opportunity. It was one of those things where we didn't know if it was going to work out, where we could meet up. Arena.
Meet up time.
We couldn't get any Ubers or lifts to pick up disabilities that was made to walk when she's got knee problems.
Betty, made to walk. No, she chose to be there. She chose to be in a humongous crowd that, like Chad has said, was unprecedented. There was going to be issues. parking issues, distance issue. It's par for the course. Boy, for somebody who claims to go to all these big conventions, you don't know jack shit.
And they were trying to force it so we could only sit in one area until they finally opened up the road so we could try to get a Lyft or Uber to come pick us up because they couldn't come get us. And we tried to even walk down the road.
The road was freaking shut down. Of course, you couldn't get an Uber. Right directly in front of it, they had to shut the road down. Do you know the nightmare it would have been if they didn't redirect traffic? Are you freaking serious here? It would have been catastrophic for sure. People would have been injured. Betty, shut up. Oh my God. Just wait.
The pen dropped so I could just meet them down the road when they got there. You know,
Jeez.
we could help sharing down the road. And nothing. So Mike ended up going back and getting his vehicle, which is the vehicle him and Sharon came in. And then once he came back, which was again 1.5 miles down the road, it took him a little while to get there. But once he got the car, he was able to drive back and take me to my car.
So what are you bitching about? You didn't have to walk anywhere. You had somebody else do the walking for you.
But we were very fortunate that we weren't too far because if we were a lot further than 1 mile, it might have been a little bit of a problem, you know. So thankful for that, but I didn't even drive out of the area where the clock. So by the time I got on the road, you know, I was ready to drop. I had no.
Oh la la! I can't get over her taking money from her legal fund. She has no. Yeah, you heard it on here. She admitted it. She took money out of her legal fund to pay the expenses for this trip. That's fraud, according to what the rules of the legal fund says. Thank you very much, Ola. I got another call.
Sleep. Okay, I'm telling you, Saturday at 6:30 when I woke up, and that was a mountain time, which I couldn't figure out. I'm like, wait a minute, they should only be 2 hours behind us. And my mom's telling me they're 3 hours behind us. How the heck can mountain time be 3 hours behind us? Well, she tells me in Arizona they do not have daylight savings time. So when we have daylight savings, however, vice versa, when we go back an hour, then we end up being 3 hours behind them. So it's weird to me, but we were, even though it wasn't Pacific time, we were 3 hours behind.
People are asking for refunds? So, wow.
6:30 in the morning, which I believe was 9:30 in the morning our time. That was the last time I went to sleep until after I saw Sweet Misery last night. And the only reason why we were able to see each other is because once I realized I wasn't going to get too far out of town, and she was still in Arizona and on my way out. And so it just happened to be that was a great place to stop and get a hotel. So she was only 30 minutes from the hotel I got. And it was great. I got to see her. I mean, we didn't spend a whole lot of time because I was ready to drop, and it was already late at night because, I don't think she got there until like after 9, and I think she left by 10. I think I went to bed. I mean, I don't even know if I was awake. I remember going in.
I totally agree, Misha. I thought that was in poor taste. I heard that too. Yeah, I totally agree.
Ready to lay down and realizing her cup was there. I just came back in the room and I saw calling her. I'm like, did you? I said, are you still in the parking lot? She's like, I don't know if she was or not, but by the time I got downstairs, she was there and I brought her a big gulp. So it was nice. It was nice to see her face. I got to tell you, she was a doll. She's a doll. Really nice. We got to laugh, which is what I needed, you know. So it was good times. It was good times. Oh, thanks, Sweet Misery. And listen to this. Oh, I got to tell you guys, I need everybody to say a prayer before we get into the stuff that happened at the arena and everything that I witnessed personally. Delilah. I told you guys about Jameson, the big gray Doberman she has. Good gracious, what am I talking about? The big, you guys have seen, I've showed you guys pictures of this Doberman, and it's just a doll. I mean, he's huge. Well, she went to wake up Sunday morning when we were going into the service, and she called me, and she was just a mess. And so when she called me, I couldn't hear her, and she ended up hanging up on me. And then she calls back, and she's just slobbering. And for that split second, I thought, oh my God, something happened to Delilah. And she just blurts out, Jameson, he passed away in his sleep. And Jameson has been there for years, you know.
That's
her son's dog that he got for his wife, which ended up passing away from. So it's just, I don't want to throw out all her personal business, but a lot of
My
you know,
Bubba's old and not that healthy, and he's having a really hard time right now. I hope when it does come his time that he does go in his sleep peacefully and not, like, yeah. But that's that.
a lot of memories with that dog, and 2 deaths. So very, very special dog for us, and she's a mess. That's all I can say. She's an absolute mess. And so I thought, maybe my dog being there might be a little too much for her. My dog's a puppy. And so I called my mom, and I'm like, Mom, Jameson died, and I think you might need to go get Delilah. I said, I want to give Laura some time to grieve. And so I sent Mom her number, and Mom called up there and talked to her, and Laura's like, nope, she needs to be with her best friends. And so it was really sweet and endearing. She just wanted the dogs to be together.
Hey, Beach.
Each other and be there for each other and stuff like that. So it's just been an emotional, few weeks. I gotta say, just a lot has happened. Charlie's memorial, outside of the craziness, outside of the arena. Now, let me tell you guys something. You guys know I have been to a lot of these things. Okay, a lot of these things. I have been at all sizes. I have never in a million years witnessed what I witnessed being outside of.
Betty, I doubt you were at anything that drew the unprecedented crowd that this did. I've followed you too long. I know the small rallies you go to. Front row Joe. You're a groupie.
State Farm Stadium. It was insane. I had never seen that many people. Usually we're there. We have a few hundred people.
They are.
Events
Hey,
where
Arabella.
there are a few hundred people. Guys, these people started lining up. I couldn't see down the road. They had to have been lining up around 5 or 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We got photos that people were lining up. We got photos that they were lining up and staying in line. And so we ended up grabbing our stuff. That's why we didn't go to sleep, because we were supposed to go to sleep that night and get up around midnight and start making our way there. Well, plans changed very quickly, because by 8 o'clock, we realized there was already 450
Betty,
people.
everybody knew it was going to be an unprecedented crowd. Everybody knew it was going to be huge. Where you been?
Now, we were the front row Joes. We're usually at the top.
Hey, B. Time.
But we always
She's
put
a
our,
front row Joe Ruby.
This is where our place is, And so we got in line in our place.
That's all front Joe.
We were sitting there.
Front row Joes are.
We talked to the people.
They're MAGA groupies. That's just a different name for them. GoFundMe was very specific. It even listed the case numbers the money was specifically allocated for. This isn't good for Sonia either. Sonia is the administrator of the funds. Ooh. Yikes. It would suck to be them.
People around us were there for about an hour, 2 hours, getting to know everybody, speaking and stuff like that, getting the game plan on where we're going to our vehicles. We knew where our vehicles were. They weren't going to be able to stay there. And so we decided to go back and just get a few minutes of air conditioning. It was hot as heck out there, and get a few minutes of shut eye. So I crawled in the back seat, and I think I was back there for maybe an hour and a half. I got some sleep, and then security goes by and stuff, which we feel executed Plan B, which happened to be a mile down the road, about a mile and a tenth of a mile, so down the road, and we Ubered back to the location where we had put our chairs. And when we got there, we couldn't find our chairs. There were so many people. It was good. I mean, I didn't have any problems. There were so many people out there, no problems. But then all of a sudden, somebody says, I think it was like around 4 o'clock in the morning, they're going to be opening the gates. And everybody rushed over to the gates. And the cops come back. Everybody get on the other side.
Oh, my Lord. Are you kidding me?
And that's where I got finally took the
front
camera.
row Joes were spewing that crap. Oh, my.
Kicked back on that side.
No, stay out of Arizona. Your hair will fry, your skin will burn, and it gets to 130 degrees, and witches melt here. I have family in Arizona. I've been through Arizona. I liked it. When we moved to Cali. I moved out of Cali both times, went through Arizona and stayed for a minute. I would have settled in Arizona. Hubby didn't want to.
The road, got the camera out while the flashing lights were, and I did a live just to show. Did I do a live? I think I did a live that night. Maybe I did. Maybe I just recorded some of this stuff, but I'm pretty sure I did a live out there with all the cops and stuff. I can't remember one way or the other. Again, lack of sleep. My brain does not function with no sleep. So we did that, and then all of a sudden,
tell me about it.
strategists. So we're sitting out there, we're watching everybody, we're trying to make our strategy because we're going to
He
make
was born and
our way
raised
closer
there.
to the gate.
Awesome.
Obviously, it's all about strategy. Okay, that's what we excel at when we're out there. So we finally, everybody starts going over there. Well, it's kind of hard because we're wearing vests. Everybody our jerseys. Everybody kind of knows us or knows our jerseys, or we got pretty famous jerseys. And so
Hello, welcome to Poolside. Thank you for becoming a member. You're a misfit like the rest of us. You're the best misfit on these YouTube streets. Just remember that. You're the Poolside misfit. But I think with the badges, I'm going to put them, for the different months and label them something like different. Like 12 months, you're the Stingray misfits. Something like that. Or something that has to do with Poolside. Or we can use clowny names. I'm going to let y'all come up with them. You can be a SpongeBob misfit. You can be a Patrick or a Squidward. You could be anything you want to be. It doesn't even have to do with Poolside. I just did that because that's where I always sat when I was making my videos. And I got monetized fairly quickly. And the memberships fairly quickly. So it was like, that's what we came up with. 58 and fabulous. I hope you have a beautiful day. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. I got another roll. Thank you. You didn't have to. Thank you. I hope you do too. Dookie, you're going to fall in that swimming pool, and I am not getting you out this time. What is with you in the swimming pool? Cats don't like water. Oh, you do, because you don't even care about a bath. I'll give you a bath if you want to play in the freaking water, but I am not jumping in that freaking swimming pool after you. I didn't take a shot, and there's chlorine in it. I can't go in it without the shot and the pill, and then the shot when I get out. Only because the levels are high right now. It's just because it was shut down for a week because of pool motor sabotage. It has to be, and I didn't buy the supplement, the other stuff, so it was just way out of the budget this time. So it needed a good shock after being dormant in this heat for a week. And that stupid cat sitting there, he forgets he's top heavy. I mean, he's a big cat to begin with, but he's also heavy over chunky. And his weight, he'll lean too far playing in the water, and he'll go right in. I've never seen a cat be so attracted to water before. And I've had plenty of cats in my life. This one just, I don't know. He's different. He thinks he's a freaking dog. That's probably why. All right. Yeah, we were going to switch over to saltwater. My husband was, I was putting together because it's not cheap to do. It's, $400 or $500. We were getting ready to do that, and he would have just switched it over himself because all the stuff is there because it was set up for both, so we don't have to change anything really, just switch it over. Well, he'd have to get the thing for the salt water. It's a whole different kind of setup, but you know what I mean. Like all the main plumbing and stuff is there, and what I still would have to buy the different filter system and motor pump, because it would be salt water. But unfortunately, and he would have did it, which would have saved a ton because then you don't have to pay somebody to put it in. I'm lucky I found a pool guy that is fairly a great prices compared to around here. But yeah, it's not an emergency. I can just take shots, and once this is done, and I'll get it all cleaned out and start using the other stuff again. But yeah, I'm not going in the pool much right now anyway. Just the kids are. But as long as the water don't touch me, we're good. We're good. Hey, guess who's around?
across the street without everybody
Hey,
knowing.
Blake.
So Mike's like, I'm gonna go for it, and I'm like, and so Sharon gets up. She's like, God, go for it, and I'm getting up, and I'm like, they're like, this is not gonna
Will
work.
he come out with a bleached body and a regular head? Nope. He's been in the pool several times. Yeah, several times. But now I don't want him to go in it because like I said, it got a heavy shock. So I don't want no one near it. I took pills just to sit out here because you could, I have that bad of an allergy. But yeah, it sucks being allergic to chlorine, let me tell you. It sucks. I found out I was in elementary school, and our school had an indoor swimming pool, and part of gym class, the second half of gym class was you had to learn, learning how to swim. That was what you did. Well, we always went to state parks when we went swimming as a kid. So that was the first time I was ever in a chlorinated pool. And they just had us get right in the water and stand there. Well, needless to say, I didn't last but a couple minutes. And yeah, it was rough. I had to be rushed to the ER. I was in anaphylactic shock. It was wild. I think I was like 8 years old, 9 years old, somewhere around there. Yeah, it was wild. Needless to say, they tried to flunk me that year in gym class because I could not take swimming because of the pool. My mom actually had to go to the school and have a meeting with the principal. So instead, I got to take regular gym all year long because I couldn't. I got to be in both gym classes because I couldn't go into the pool. You got to remember, I'm 62. There wasn't a lot. That was years and years and years ago. Oh, I'd love to. Oh my God, that's Israel, the UK, and Canada are the top three of my bucket list. Always have been. And my husband's been to all of them. Well, not me. He was to Canada many times, but he was in Israel and the UK because of the military.
As soon as people started seeing us move,
My
then
husband's been in a
little
lot
by
of countries.
slow, other people started moving, and so we ended up taking our chairs and sticking them off the sidewalk and into the grass because if the cops were going to come back and force everybody off the sidewalk, I was keeping my butt right there in the grass. And so, long story short, is everybody ended up just around 5 o'clock. Now the gates didn't open until 6:30. Everybody just bum rushes. Now you're talking about at this point 10 to 20,000 people decide it's a smart time to just get over there in front of the gate and be a pack of sardines, and it's like you can't tell
Actually, no, Betty, it's not unusual. That's what happens with mass events of this size, Betty. I mean, what'd you think the crowd of people was going to do? Sit in their freaking cars?
a knucklehead, and I finally had to push people away, and I put my seat down. I said, "Look, move your toes, or some toes are going to be broken."
Yeah, that was the only elementary school in our town that did. They built a new fancy modern school and put a pool in it. It ended, but you could go over and do public swimming, and you just paid a couple dollars. I only did that a couple times because it was such a hassle. I had to take so many shots; it just wasn't worth it. Because almost 50 years, over 50 years ago, they didn't have as much now to combat allergic reactions as they did back then. Back then it was. So yeah, I think my mom let me do it twice, and the second time, I ended up having to go to the ER because the shots didn't work. They weren't working fast enough, I should say, and it required IV medication. So yeah, she never let me go again. But she even had to stop washing. My clothes didn't get washed with bleach either. Vinegar. Ugh. But she always got rid of the smell. So, but my whites were always nice and bright and white.
Like, I gotta sit. My back can't handle that. That's why I bring my chair. I'm very comfortable with our, the way we do things. But all these people around me.
But our family doctor told her as long as I had the injections, and I only, if I took one be, as long as I had the medication on board, it would be okay. Not something he recommended, but if I went in, oh well, So he made it seem like, yeah, as long as she has the shots. Well, that wasn't true. That ended up not being true at all. But you got to remember, my mom had 13 kids. At that time, there was 10 of us living. She was on her own. She raised us as a single mother. She worked her ass off. Um, she also raised several of her grandkids and great grandkids. But we had some old time doctors, let me tell you. The dentist that had me choke on a molar, yeah, that lodged it in my throat, yeah, he was Dr. Finkelstein. That was his real name. He was older than the fucking hills. Yeah, he couldn't have held a steady hand if he had to. But he was cheap, My mom had 10 kids. At least she took us to the dentist. A lot of kids didn't even go to the dentist, and to this day don't go to the dentist. And they have free health care coverage, And lazy ass parents still don't take them. But, yeah. So, take that for a grain of salt and consider how long ago. What'd you figure? I'm 62. So, it would have been 54 years ago? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Things have come a long way. Trust and believe that. With certain things, not all.
So I ended up pulling the chair out and stepping on something, backed up a little bit,
Yeah,
and
I
was
put
able
the
to pull
link
chair out.
down. Didn't I pin it? I dropped the link. I didn't pin it. But I got this shit I want to show Betty because I want to fast forward her. So we can get to the juicy parts because this. I try not to do that with Betty too much because she's one of the ones who cries, well, they take it out of context. Oh, no, I hit my own link. I don't want to go up. I'm already up. What the hell? Oh, I can't stand this touch shit anymore. Drives me bonkers. Okay, why won't you open up? Open up screen, please. No, open up screen, please. Oh, Galaxy, open up my goddamn screen. Oh, Lord have mercy. There we go. Okay. I was next to the youngest. I am the youngest. I lost my little brother to leukemia when he was 36. That's why it was really hard for me when Mallory and I pulled that shit with St. Jude's and stuff. And T-Rev faking his leukemia. He only had a little bit of blood cancer. There's no such fucking thing as a little bit. But yeah. I was next to the youngest. Now I am the youngest. Okay. Let's get back to Betty.
Thank you kindly. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. But I'm sitting. You guys want to stand up and be packed in like sardines? Go right ahead. Bless you. I'm not sitting down. Right in the middle of all of that. I pulled out my chair and sat down in the middle of. You guys saw how crazy it was out there. I had my chair pulled out and sitting down in the middle of all that. And so then it started getting crazy because people wouldn't move. We couldn't even get the employees in. The employees couldn't get through the gate. We had officers going. And again, I tried to help the officers out. So this.
Oh my God, she tries to make herself a relevant part of it. Betty, you didn't do anything. You were nothing but another person from the public standing in line to get in. That's it. That's all. You were no parts of it, Betty. You was just a normal, regular person there to get in and watch it. Jesus.
And they wanted to be arrogant and be like,
yeah,
oh,
it is
you
a lot.
Take care of yourself, ma'am. Okay, sir. Have a great day. God bless and thank you for your service, right?
I never met the three that passed away because I was next to the youngest. My brother Bill died when he was 12 from congestive heart failure. Um, my brother Keith died when he was 6 months old at home in my mother's arms from yellow spinal meningitis. Back then, you died from that. And then there was a girl that died right after birth. But I never, because I was next to the youngest, I never met them. I've seen pictures, but of Bill and Keith.
Over there, I told them, I said, this is going to be a shit show, y'all. I knew right then. These people had no freaking clue how to handle something like this. Now, again, I thought that they were rude, arrogant, and they weren't beyond reproach. They, in a situation like that, when you have tens of thousands of people, you should be willing to open your ears and listen, especially to people that have been to a lot of these things. I didn't even go and start saying, this, you guys are going to need to do this. I should have just interject myself while I knew the sergeant was right.
I got brothers and sisters that are in their late 70s. Judy's actually 82, I think. 80, I don't know. Yeah. Like I said, I am the youngest now.
There and say, look, this is going to be a hot mess in the press, and somebody's going to get hurt if you don't do this, and this. But you know what? They're two knuckleheads. But long story short, after we did get in, they didn't have like concessions. People were late into work. Concessions weren't ready. It was just a lot of stuff with the facility itself, just being the local people out there.
It was wild growing up, though. It was wild being next to the youngest because when I was in elementary school, I had sisters married, having children. It was wild. It was definitely wild. So they weren't, they were already gone and out of the house from, and some would pop back in and, come back to mom's for a little while. But it was basically my two older brothers, me and my little brother. And sometimes my sister Nancy or my sister Debbie. Fern stayed out. Judy stayed out. Shirley stayed out. Margie. Yeah, it was so, because there's so much, there were so many years between us. They had built-in babysitters. Yeah, me.
Secret Service, the security inside the arena, all the stuff that they were doing was by far excellent. And they allowed everybody to have their moments to pray. There was a lot of singing. I'm sure you guys got a chance to watch everything that you can on that. It was, I can't express to you that what you guys saw on TV was probably a very minute feeling. Hearing those musicians stop in that whole arena singing, it's something I can't express into words. It's all kinds of.
It was. I was the only girl at home with 3 boys. It was. My older sisters were busy with their lives, except for her, and we stayed close. And I used to stay at her house a lot because she lived close to the junior high. And yeah, she used to spoil me. Debbie did too, though. Debbie always made sure I had what I wanted for Christmas, and just she always spoiled me too.
I did, I was exhausted, so there was moments when I rested my eyes during some of the singing, because I had no sleep. It was hard not to, and I knew that we were going to be there. As I was realizing how long the singing had gone on, I realized there was going to be a lot of speakers, and so I was trying to be able to carry through the whole entire time. The good news is when the speakers finally did get on the stage, I was rested enough that I could actually pay attention to what was going on. But we stood up, we sang,
19 years spread.
We had signs. It was just beautiful. It was just beautiful. I had the honor of knowing Charlie Kirk when he was alive. Many people.
Oh my God! You didn't know him personally.
Not very many times, but several times about a lot of things.
So what she got to do is when she would be a groupie at one of these rallies or something, she would stand up and ask a question or ask him to pose for a picture. To her, that's being in the inner circle. Yet, she got no kind of special treatment, did she? Hey, Steph, not that stuff. Hey, Shaby. So moving, she fell asleep. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Cool name. I still remember a traumatic experience with the dentist, Dr. in Kauai, who put his hand over my mouth to stop me from crying in a room without my mom. I was around 5. Wow. Yeah, ours was, he was just so old and his hand shook. He couldn't, he was helping a molar come out. He let go of it and it lodged in my throat. I was terrified of dentists after that. Terrified. Hey, Marbella. Oh, thank you for $4.99. Thank you. I got another goal. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
And he took the time to speak. I think the last time I had seen Charlie was at his, and I didn't even get a chance to speak with him this last time, but I did get to see him and I did wave. And
Oh my
that
God.
was at the
Oh,
groceries
I
at
waved
Sass. I
everybody.
did some lives outside of Sass, when I was there. And then I went in and I got to see some of, the people I haven't seen in a while. I got to see Craig Long. I got to see Steve Davis, which is MAGA Hawk. I got to, sit and talk to them for a little
And
bit.
none of them come out and support anything you've ever put out, Betty. That speaks volumes.
Catch up with them, which that's, a lot of these people, the only time I do get to see them is at these events. And the only time I get to see Charlie is literally at a TPUSA event. So if I'm not going to a TPUSA event or going to a college where he's speaking or to an event, like he spoke at several different dinners I've been at across the state of Florida.
Okay, but you and how many other people from the public, Betty? You were not in the inner circle. Why do you have to inflate your relevancy? Why is that? It's like it's your, if it's not the material things you surround yourself with, all this unnecessary equipment you have people buying you that you don't need and don't know how to use, you've got to inflate who you are, why, and what you do. Why do you try so hard to be something you're not? Instead of trying it with words, why don't you actually do it? If you would change the way you are, you probably could get up there, Betty, but not the way you get on here and the way you attack people and the way you misinform and the way you go after individuals below the belt, saying some kids should be euthanized and accusing parents of murder when there's not one shred of evidence to say that anything like that was ever done. It's your own. They're not going to have you part of their camp, Betty. The best you could do briefly was the Proud Boys, and it was only the low chapter and a couple of them. Not even anybody major had anything to do with you. They knew they could put you out there with that bullhorn and you'd act an idiot for them, so they didn't have to. You're so stupid. What is with you? Usually it's somebody who's that unhappy in their own life that tries to mimic and take everybody else's and make it their own, which you do. You do it to your own family.
I can't remember if it was in Kentucky or Georgia, but I digress. Either way,
Exactly.
I've been to several
Was it
events
going
that
for
he's
dinner?
been a speaker of, and it was one of the dinner events that I had an opportunity to pick his mind, and that was a,
So in other words, you ask a couple questions,
You know,
like anybody else who was there and wanted to ask questions, Betty. Nothing special. No VIP treatment. Yeah, ask probably meaningless questions because I've heard you question people. And I've heard you at your town meetings. Yeah, you're often wrong. Often. And called out for it. I've reviewed it enough to know. In fact, I was looking at some of them last night because I want to prove something you're going to get ready here to claim. That you lying, as usual. And taking the credit for what others do. You had zilch to do with. But let's move on.
I think a lot of people are learning about him.
Hey, Maureen.
There were so many people in that arena that had went back to church or was going to church for the first time because of Charlie. And, it's just hard to express because I was in goosebumps.
Sorry if I'm really loud, but if I don't turn it up, Betty's volume is down super low. And I've tried adjusting it. I'm going to try it again.
When she said, I She said something to the
Her
effect
volume
of,
is super low.
my
But
husband
if I
tries
turn it
to
up, it makes
save
me
or
now.
help
She claims
young
she's
men
still
like
in
the one
front
that
row
took his
Joe
life.
in this live.
And
Yeah,
she read a
not with those
verse where she
protection
says,
orders
I
outstanding. She's
forgive
not.
him, I forgive you, or something to that.
That's why
And
she
the
wouldn't.
whole entire arena just
Let me
went
see if I can.
nuts. There was a lot of times where I listened to some of the clips online, and it doesn't do it justice because the
Go to
microphone is at
audio.
the speaker's mouth, you know. But the surrounding, those speakers are meant to drown out a lot of background noise. So when you heard it, heard people in the background,
That's not
it
helping.
sounded like thunder. Like, I mean, you felt that. Like it was, you didn't feel like, I listened to some of the stuff and it didn't have that feeling of being right there. It really
Nope.
didn't. It was
That's
just
not helping. It's
it
Betty.
was insane, and to be there and to
Hey, beer can.
we made history. I have to tell you, my group
Thank you for
that I
coming
was
in.
affiliated,
You're never late. I appreciate you coming in.
we're going to be ingrained in history as well. Not to the legacy of
I pinned the
Charlie
link,
Kirk,
Freddie.
but it's, I never looked
Excuse
at
me.
it like that until President Donald Trump had said on the stage that he will forever be in history. This will be written in history,
Well,
And
yeah,
I
if
think
somebody was
it's
assassinated,
like,
of course it will be.
the organization I'm affiliated with, has a movie, a documentary with the president in it. Like we're gonna kind of be ingrained in history too. And I never thought of it like that. We just do things because it's the right thing to do. And
No, you don't, Betty.
just,
You don't do anything
interesting.
unless
It's
it
interesting. I don't know.
benefits you.
But I'm very proud of what Charlie's been able to accomplish. And I think one of the things that was known at this revival for Charlie is just how things wouldn't be the way they are without his death. That this was the part of his path. This was part of his story. This was God's will. And that's the hardest pill that has to be swallowed in all of this, is that this truly was God's will. And it was so public that it shook the sheer fabric
Try
of many
turning my
people
mic down.
into questioning their own life, questioning the things that they're doing themselves. And I don't know. It was just, I will forever have that history ingrained, and I'm so thankful for all of the people that made this possible, even the people that gave us permission to dig into the
Okay,
legal
I
fund.
turned my mic
So I just appreciate
down,
y'all.
so I
We
hope
did.
it'll
I'm gonna
help,
tell you
but
guys
I'm
that
going to
right
turn
now.
her
We
up a
didn't
little
dig
bit.
into, not 1 cent was spent out of the legal fund. We were able to raise $400 or $400 or $500.
Oh, whoa. Back that up. Whoa. Now she's claiming, because she was called out for using that money from the legal fund, now she's trying to claim that not one penny was taken from it. But I have the clip, and I'm going to put it out with this. Betty, you're a liar, because you said you had to dip into the legal fund money to pay for this trip. You're lying. You're changing it up because you got caught, you liar. And I'm gonna put the two clips together and put it out as a short. This is lies.
Dig into the legal. I will forever have that history ingrained, and I'm so thankful for all of the people that made this possible, even the people that gave us permission to dig into the legal fund, So I just appreciate y'all. And
nobody gave you permission, you lying sack of shit. You did it, and then you said it on your live after you did it. After the fact, Betty.
I want to tell you guys that right now. We didn't dig into not 1 cent
Hey,
spent out of the
Skilty.
legal fund. We were able to raise $400
Hey,
or $500, and then I contributed, I don't know, $200 or $300. And I didn't count my sister. My sister sent me a $20 gift card because I'm meeting her tomorrow, and I told her where I'll stay. And she goes, here. She goes, here's $20. Get dinner on me. And I remember, yeah, she's my little sister. She don't pay for little, big sissy's food. So I wrote her back, and I'm like, oh, I said, this is totally unnecessary. I said, this is totally unnecessary, Taylor. I said, but thank you. And she's like, of course, and she just, even though it was just a text message, of course, it reminded me of my stepdad so much. It just reminded me, Well, Velda, we got some work to do because Corey in my state has just really stepped into a whole lot of poo-poo. And I don't know if the political activist in me can sit, sit on my hands.
Sonia?
I really don't. We had an opportunity to censor Omar, that whatever her name, Omar lady, that's from Somalia that hates America.
Okay, so Betty is now gets people censored. She don't. Only in her little mind she does.
And he freaking
But I know what Betty said. She said she had to dip into the legal fund to pay for this trip. She's already on her way home. She already dipped into the legal fund. She made that clear, and I'm going to put the clips out. It's on my channel from the other day. But I'm going to go in there and get the clip and put these two clips together because she's lying. She got called out for it. That's why she changed it up. Because she said, somebody put a comment in her chat, well, you had to use something about, well, the money was donated for you to use. Yeah, but it was donated for her legal fund to fight the appeals in Tennessee, specifically for that. And she tried to smooth it over. And now she's changing it up. What a liar. She was already there. She'd already spent the money to get there and spent the money for her hotel. Shut up, Betty.
Sided with her to keep her like. Mm-mm. And he was married at one time to like an
She's going
Al-Qaeda
to save
spy
America.
or something like that.
She is. This is the Green Team's own superhero. Bullscorn, the super zero. Her powers are exploitation and misinformation and chaos. We've added chaos. We could probably add a whole list of them. But this is none other than the super zero Bullscorn.
I'm like, if I had known, I'd have probably been in front of his
oh yeah, I have it on video. Her own video.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to do a live about true crime on the channel, and then I might be on the TikTok President for Betty live with a bullhorn in my thing and saying, "Connie, let's see."
She actually has a TikTok like that. She really truly does.
Be out in front of his office and have a big old sign because I don't know, you guys have never seen me with I have a tall wooden thing that fits two big normal size posters on it. My ex-husband made it for me, so it fits two posters and it's got a little handle on it so I can walk it, and it's taller than me. And I literally put like two different sayings on it. So I'm thinking about going and getting $2 signs and a $1 packet of Marks a Lot.
Oh, Darby, I'm so sorry. Oh, she won an Emmy. She was so funny. Oh, I'm so sorry, Darby. Prayers to you and to her and her, to her family. That's losing a part of you. I mean, she's been your friend forever. I'm sorry. She's lying about Omar spouting the spouting. Yeah, of course she is. They're gonna twist it all. But
do bullhorn Betty style. Stay down the road, pointing an arrow that way. Problems live here. So I don't know. We'll see. I've never seen it because I've never had that. I've never had it. Not only that, I'm not taking that. That's my political gift. I'm not taking that out to true crime. I mean, it's got a whole. I just staple new poster boards on it, so it's got a lot of stuff that would make people probably. I don't know. I'll still do me. I'm just saying.
That's what everyone's worried about.
You that. Like, we had an opportunity to censor her. And
censor her for what?
Committees.
And who are you to censor anybody? Betty, you have no authority. You have no power. Quit acting like you do. You make yourself so much more relevant than you really are. Because you have no authority to censor anyone. And of course, I'm sure you're twisting up the things you're saying to fit your narrative. I'm not following it, but whatever. I could imagine.
She has went in.
Hey, Lisa.
And he didn't. I can tell you he's already feeling the heat, and I've already told him I'm coming.
Just wait, Lisa. Just wait. It's getting better. She's filing 80 complaints at least against the event and the county and law enforcement. Yes. As soon as she gets home. Hey, Candy Wrapper, good to see you. Member for 3 months. Oh, I love you being a misfit. Thank you. Pretty with pistols. Love it. To point out about her complaint of almost dropping from walking to the venue. BHB, you should be quite fit for such an avid searcher of the missing in the most horrific conditions. Exactly. But she usually drives around in her car and bitches. Hey, Seawood. She doesn't actually search longer than 15 to 17 minutes in the last 3 years that I've been reviewing her. No, we don't want her to stay in Florida. Florida's all ready for her to. Hell, we're going to have a send-off party to send her to Tennessee. Y'all need some company. Yes, we're going to throw a hell of a block party from one end of Florida to the other. Yes, we are. Shit, I'll go pack her up. I'll help her pack her stuff. I'll help her get going. Okay, Freddie.
As soon as I get back to Florida, do not make violent threats. If I tell you I'm going to show up in front of your business, I'm coming to show up in front of your business. I'm a one-man show and a one-man wrecking ball.
My connection went out.
One...
No, it didn't. Oh, can you hear me?
No, you're fine. Yeah. Can hear you fine. Betty.
Oh, I'm out again.
Whoa, you're loud. You're loud. Let me turn your volume down. Are you talking? Oh, it dropped her. She's having a hard time with her connection. Hey, Jan. I'll be watching for you, Freddie. It's okay. Just come back up if you want to. I've been having all kind of wanky problems the last couple of days, so I get it.
By the law, following the law, dotting my I's and crossing my T's. Somebody can call.
Oh, honey, no, you don't. No, you don't. You miscomprehend the laws. They don't bend to fit you and your actions and behaviors, Betty. You think you can trample on everybody else's rights, but nobody has any right to say or do anything against you. And you have and you believe that you're above it all and don't have any consequences for your behavior. You are not law-abiding. In fact, you are the most unlaw-abiding citizen that claims to be so law-abiding.
I'm going to be protesting. I'm not protesting in front of his house, but if I was, I'd make sure I would keep myself doing a circle, make sure I follow that new protest law. I mean, I'm willing.
We'll try to come back up, Freddie. Oh, see, well, thank you for the $4.99. Wow. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Got another goal. See, Britt, you don't have to be set 15 for every time you go live twice a day. And you might be, well, you manipulate people. There's a difference. You beg and manipulate people. Anyway, that's a wasted breath. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Seawood.
To challenge it. But right now, I'm a time and place type of girl, and I got too many sticks in the pot as is. But I'm going to Corey. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him.
Well, go get him.
I'm going to have my camera on him. When he walks out of his office, is there a reason why you did this? I'll get him on the record. Maybe he might come out and say, hey, Betty.
The summer girl.
Why'd you do it? He might have a great
Here's the goal. Oh, thank you, summer girl. We got confetti, everybody. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. You're too kind. Thank you. Thank you, guys. We had confetti.
Explanation on why he did it. And then if he comes out and speaks to me, I'm going to challenge him on every single thing that he has to say. But I have a funny feeling he's probably one of these people that are missing those anatomies, those parts of the anatomy, the spine and in the groin area, probably doesn't have anything. Instead of having some plums, he probably got some grapes. I'm just saying, or maybe they're even dried in that. Maybe they might be raisins.
Why are you always so worried about people's private parts? And we all know you like little papas. You're the one that told us all about little papas and how well you like them and you just can't let go. But why are you always so worried about people's private parts? And what does that have to do with him doing anything? Beer can. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Welcome to Poolside, everybody. You're a misfit like the rest of us. That's okay. Come on back up, Freddie. Try it again. Don't hurt. Hey, Fireflies. The Fireflies in the sky got a membership. Oh, good. We Frosty. Salty Mamas. Little Horses got one. Dina got one. Yay. Welcome to Poolside, guys. You're misfits. Trippy Dead. I love them. Is that what that says, Trippy Dead? Yep, cool. I love the avatar.
Well, all I'm saying is him and Mike Johnson have the same problem. Actually, I need to lay off Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, I'm not with our speaker. There's just something about him that I just don't like. I will be honest with you.
Oh boy.
I've been on the air trying to apply pressure
pretty much just told us
by using the
because you think he's got little dried up raisins, him and the other dude.
The extremity issues that are missing. And I do say them very bluntly. If you guys haven't been to Twitter, that's like no bars hold. Like I chew them out. I tell them to sit the F down. I get like, I'm just like, you guys need Sonia, you can't go over there. Okay. You cannot go over there. Poor little eyes. I'm not even going to subject you to it. I'm just going to tell you, you are not allowed over on my X account. Okay. I know I need help and I know I need prayers. Okay. I know that. I know this. Okay. I was in an arena.
Honey. Yeah. Betty, that is the first thing I've heard you be totally honest about. You need help. I totally agree. I totally 100% stand behind you with that.
Prayed a lot. This has been a very eye-opening and all BS set aside, this has been a very personally enlightened, where I've had to rethink some of the things I'm, doing. And
you haven't changed anything yet, Betty. You've been pointing out that there's a militia group of transgender people that are behind this. You've been blaming the Democrats, not the 22-year-old who actually did it. Yeah, okay. And now you're telling people you're sanctioning people when you have no authority to do such a thing. But okay.
I don't know if I'll ever quit cussing.
Jenny.
I don't know if I'll ever quit cussing, but we'll see. I don't trust Johnson either. Yeah, there's just something about him, Mike. I don't know what it is, but it's the way he carries himself. It's the way he talks. He's too, you know me. I do not like politicians. I think that's why it's because he's establishment for me. I don't care how much he appears to act like he's not establishment.
What do you think Trump is? What do you think Charlie was? What do you think your governor is? Your senators that you get out here and support? Just saying.
He walks and talks like establishment. If you know anything about me, I like the underdogs. Okay. That's why I supported Trump. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful even more now than I was before. Did you guys watch what came out of the White House today? If you guys did not watch what came out of the White House today, you need to watch it. It is absolutely everything that we've been talking about. So to back up.
Okay. I want to look this up because honestly, I haven't put much into it. But here we go. Part 1.
I was very ignorant on autism. I was very ignorant
just wait.
about the spectrum. I was very ignorant. Hey, Pebbles. Oh, me too.
This bitch actually says that if the parents listen, they can reverse Alzheimer's. I'm sorry. Yeah, I can't even think straight. See, she's got me all confumbled. But listen to her.
It's nice to see you. I was very skeptical.
She's telling them they can reverse autism.
About the spectrum, not skeptical, just ignorant about the spectrum and everything like that. And so we were covering the Sebastian Rogers case, which is he was 15 at the time. He disappeared from his home off of Stafford Court. I believe his mother and his stepfather did something to him. Their names, there's Chris and Katie Proudfoot. I think they absolutely had something to do with it. I'm not going to go through the case in detail here. If you want to stay, this is a true crime channel, so please sub up and we'll go through more details next week or later this week as I get home to get back to Florida. Of course, I went on a tangent and lost my place because I'm still tired. I'll get back to it. But long story short is that was the first time I realized or learned anything about autism. I did not have a clue what it was. I was a fish out of water when I started covering the case. But as everything, I do my research. Anybody that has information, I talk to them. I talk to a lot of parents, a lot of grandparents, a lot of special ed teachers, even special needs bus drivers, different things about autism. And President Trump has made it his mission to get to the bottom of autism. We are now learning, despite many years of being told that Tylenol is good for us or can be taken with children, we are absolutely learning that that is not the case. And not only is that not the case, that you should not be giving it to your child at all as a baby or anything. Do not use Tylenol in your body. Do not use it with your infant. It is perfectly fine when you're not pregnant and when your child's older. But do not use it. They've also recommended breaking out the vaccinations that are required for children into 5 different vaccinations. I found out that they're pumping infants with over 80. That is, I'm sorry. Americans do not need 80 vaccines. I'm not a doctor.
Hey, Betty. look, vaccinations are a parent's choice. But you got to remember, that's how diseases get passed. And because you choose not to be vaccinated and you get infected, it gives you the right to infect someone else. It may take their life.
They didn't cut back on what to put in your child's body.
Yep.
That is, if I had ever known.
Okay. Well, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to watch it for the first time with you. The major news network. And this is what they put out about the Tylenol stuff. Let me show you. There's always two sides to everything. Ooh, not watch later. Playlist. Yeah. And you do your own research. There's tons of different versions and different opinions, and I've used Tylenol. And yes, has there been has there been incidents where there's been claims that vaccinations have caused adverse reactions? Absolutely. Like I said, it's an individual's choice. Do your own research, make your own decision. All I know is when it's a communicable disease and a vaccination can protect society, how do you, I don't know. You got to be the judge. Okay, here's what CBS News is saying about the medical experts who push back on President Trump's claims taking Tylenol during pregnancy increases autism risk. And I've never heard any autism society say that it has been a contributing factor.
Are raising concerns right now after the Trump administration promoted claims that Tylenol use during pregnancy is linked to autism. The maker of Tylenol is also pushing back in a statement to CBS News, writing, quote, "Over a decade of rigorous research endorsed by leading medical professionals and global health regulators confirms that there is no credible evidence linking acetaminophen to autism." Dr. Owais Durrani is a board-certified emergency medicine physician, and he joins us now to get into this from Houston. Doctor, good morning. What was your first reaction to this clear announcement from the president?
Good morning. Yeah, I feel like it's going to lead to a lot of unnecessary fear and confusion from my patients and patients all across the country, which is unfortunate. It used to be when guidance came down from organizations like the FDA or the CDC or the White House when it was related to health, it was something that we could rely on and comfortably communicate to our patients. But unfortunately, that's not the case. A lot of the things that they said yesterday were simply bad science or even reckless at times. And unfortunately, I think we're in a place with healthcare in our country.
And I don't know how many of you have watched it or listened to it or read what was said. It took me several hours to do a little bit of research because I get interrupted. I have littles. But they're correct. He's correct in what he's saying. But okay.
Where it's already fragmented and this isn't going to do anything to make it better.
And it's important to underscore the difference between opinions and something proven by science. Will you continue to advise patients who are pregnant to take Tylenol? And what evidence do we have to prove that it's actually safe and there is no link to autism?
Yeah, so I think the important take-home point is understanding causality versus association. So a lot of things can be associated. For example, when you're pregnant, you may be drinking water and eating pizza. You could probably make a chart showing that, hey, that's somehow associated with some other conditions. Causality is actual proof. And so the studies that they were quoting yesterday, my first take-home point is there was no new study or no new information that they presented yesterday. They essentially looked at a bunch of older studies, which at times were poorly designed, that had some loose associations. Even they themselves said that there was no causality established. And so because of that, there is no new change in guidelines. from any of my medical specialty organizations or ACOG, the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology. So obviously it's a patient-to-patient decision, but I will not be
As far as the numbers, I don't know. I didn't look up the numbers. There are people that can't tolerate any vaccination, and for one reason or another. And there's people that are allergic to antibiotics or can't take aspirin, or there's all kind of different allergic reactions. Everybody's makeup is different, so that's not saying that there's a problem with Tylenol in pregnant women. That doesn't prove anything. There's been no new case studies, no new proof. There's been nothing put out to show that that's actually or potentially one of the causes of autism. Not from what there's been a lot of junk science talked about that he's correct about.
changing my practice in terms of who I recommend Tylenol to when it comes to pregnant patients.
Any sitting president has a huge megaphone as well as devoted supporters. So there may be a high level of confusion now from pregnant women about Tylenol use. What advice do you have for patients who are worried about what could be potential side effects?
Yeah, so first advice would be, like I kind of alluded to, we didn't get any new information yesterday or new studies. Second would be talk to your doctor, right? Your doctor has you in mind. They're not influenced by politics or anything else. And so talk to your doctor, ask them questions. We're here to help you navigate kind of these confusing times.
Well,
and the third thing would be, if we are going to talk about studies, we actually have a really good study from last year where it looked at, it was a 2-decade-long study, looked at millions of children in a sibling study. And it was essentially the same mom, 2 siblings. During one pregnancy, they may have taken Tylenol. During the other one, they didn't. And they looked at autism rates and there was no difference. And so that should be reassuring to mothers, saying, hey, continue to treat that fever and treat that pain, because that in itself can be
actual science, not junk science. This was actually a very long study done. Do they always run those studies right without any shady shit? No. I mean, come on, we all know that. We all know that. However, I just don't believe, with all the different over-the-counter pain relievers there are today, Tylenol could just rebrand. You know what I mean? I don't agree with. Now, if they put out better testing results and stuff, but the junk science they put out, no.
bad for the developing baby.
Yeah, the best advice, talk to your doctor with any questions you have, which is why we speak to our doctor, Awais Durrani. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
So that's what Betty is running her jaws about. That the White House put out. And Betty is, of course, running rampant with it. And, she believes anything the White House puts out. She will buy into the junk science, and it truly was junk science. I'd tell you if it wasn't, because you know what? At the end of the day, it's an individual's choice if they want to take Tylenol or not. So there's that. Okay, back to Betty, because I got something else to show you. She's getting ready to make a claim here about herself and what she's done, but I'm going to show you what really happened. And I have not only the article, but I also have the video. You will see. It's coming up. Sadly, there is a reason for vaccines, Betty. There is. But like I said, it's an individual's choice. It's that parent's choice to make, not yours, or not anyone to make, but that parent. It's their child. My kids all got vaccinated, all of them. And if they weren't when I got them, they were as soon as they came. Sorry, I'm one that thinks the kids. I've seen the difference. Sorry, being in the medical field back in the day, trust me, I've seen the difference. I've seen a lot of changes. So there's good and bad to everything, but sometimes the good just outweighs the bad. And again, it's an individual, it's a parent's choice. But you also got to protect all the other children. By you not getting vaccinated could make you a carrier. And what about all the other children that could possibly be harmed because of it? There's so many things to think, to weigh out, and to know the facts about. The facts, not the kind of crap you and yours put out. The facts, the real evidence. Hey, Jabba Jones, Michelle. No, no, nope, not true. No, they're not. No, they are not. It is junk science. There is no I can't even say the word. Statistics showing high numbers of children being harmed because of Tylenol ingestion. Okay, wait. Okay, so now she's saying it's not because of the Tylenol. Now she bounced back that 1 out of every 30 vaccinated children get sick from the vaccines. Is that what she's saying? Let's look that up. Let's play her for a minute. Oh, you're not hearing the video? Oh, I'm sorry. Did it not share? What? Oh, come on, StreamYards. They always say, hold on, I see you backstage. Just hold on 1 second. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
Okay, now that I know it's you, I just, wait, for some reason it's refusing to share the video.
Oh, yeah,
They
I
say
just noticed
third
that.
time is the charm. Maybe that'll
Yep.
work. Let's see.
You could do it.
Hey. Yep, finally. It's been a while since I had to do it several times.
Yeah,
Before
I know.
actually share. Okay, let me. You okay if I take the screen protector down?
Yeah.
Okay, because your name, your name's on that, right?
You know what? If they want to do it, then fine. Whatever. If they want to go after me, I don't care. I have nothing to hide.
Okay. You sure? Because I don't mind
Yep.
keeping the screen up. All right. Oh, welcome up on panel.
Well, hello to you and everybody else.
This bitch
I,
is crazy.
I have to say, Kathy, I'm older than you. I had 5 kids, and I took Tylenol during my pregnancies
Mm.
and never had a problem ever. Ever. My kids are all great, thank God. My grandkids are all great, thank God. And you know what? I couldn't, I used to be able to take aspirin. When I turned 16, I couldn't take it anymore. So, like you said before, a lot of us are I'm allergic to a lot of antibiotics, all different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, where the government's coming up with this, God knows where.
Yeah, I actually paid attention to that, and I want to do just a section of the live just on this part that she puts out because there's a lot of info, and everything so far that I've looked up made it seem like it was just totally junk science. That all the
I,
numbers and that I was finding did not even correlate with what they were saying.
I agree. I looked into it too, and I was so mad when I, heard this, and so I started looking into things. I can't find anything. I mean, like even vaccines, I mean,
Yeah.
they want to pull away all these things. Well, what about what is it? I can't even remember the name of it now. The diphtheria, whooping cough,
Yeah.
and all that.
Yeah. And
Come on. I
polio.
mean,
Yeah.
do we want that to come back again? I mean, all these
See, that's
diseases
like
again?
polio still doesn't going on. It sure is going on in other third world countries. Sure
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely. Yes, it
So
is.
is tuberculosis. I mean, yeah. All right, let's get back into old Bullscorn here.
Okay.
Robert F. Kennedy went in
No,
there
no, he didn't.
and fired all them MFers.
No, he didn't. Wrong Kennedy.
And now, boom, we're starting to understand.
Mm.
RFK, sorry. We're starting to
Notice how
understand.
she smoothed over that. Oh, RFK, sorry.
What happened to the children?
Mm.
And guess what? It's what all the parents were telling me about when I was learning about the Sebastian Rogers case. Everything. I can't tell you how many times I heard the parents tell me the same story. There was some that were
because they gave them Tylenol. Get the hell out of
here.
here.
But for the most part, every person I spoke to, story after story after story, seemed to have one key element with the change in their child from going from a happy, normal child
had nothing to do with Tylenol.
To where it's almost like they saw the lights go out.
It has absolutely nothing to do with Tylenol. Where is your proof? Betty. Stop. And I don't believe that all of these parents are telling you, well, I gave my kid a dose of Tylenol and he woke up in the morning autistic. Get the hell out of here, okay? Stop it. Not trying to make fun of anything, but this is insane. And there is no way she's talking to all these parents because I've worked in the system for 20 plus years. I've been around plenty of parents. And let me tell you something. None of them ever blamed anything on Tylenol, not autism.
Nope. And you know what, Kathy? I was in medical too, and retired now, but I've never heard anybody have any problems. And I have 17 grandkids, and
I mean,
you know
I'm
what?
sure there is people out there that can't take Tylenol. There's people that, and that's because of their individual gene makeup. They're not because the Tylenol is bad. It's just their body cannot process it. Just like I'm allergic to penicillin and vancomycin. My body will not tolerate that in my system.
Same with me. Yep.
But that doesn't mean that they're bad antibiotics, because they're not. It's, for me, they are. It's not because of the medication. It's because my body won't tolerate the medication.
Yep. And you know what? You can get done, and sometimes you have to pay out of your own pocket. You can get done a test, which I had done, for all my allergies that I'm, medications.
Yeah.
And I found out a lot of things I cannot take.
Yeah. Yeah. And high doses of Tylenol, especially that's why doctors will prefer you have to get a pain med to get one without the Tylenol in it, because it is hard on the liver, and if you're taking mega doses of it daily for years, it can cause you problems. That's any kind of amphetamine, anything like that, generic brand, whatever. It's not because Tylenol is bad and it causes autism. The drugs are not meant. They are temporary pain relief. Number one, they are not meant for you to live on. That's why they made the same medications without them. But a lot of patients don't know that they can get their pain medication without that in it. And you can. It may cost you a little bit more, believe it or not, but you can. And it's just, I don't like them blaming Tylenol, not with the science that they're trying to put out. If they would have done some real research, which takes years, and maybe there would have been some credibility to it, but they didn't do that. And the numbers were not correct. It was I don't know. I thought it was crazy. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. Have your own, because I'm not going to go in depth showing you what was put out and all the different responses, because there's so many. But I am going to do a second part just on this stuff, because there's some things that I want to get clips of to show where Betty totally doesn't comprehend anything.
Well,
And
no,
I'll probably just put them out as like shorts or videos, because I'm going to start doing that. That'll probably help grow my channel some more.
well, maybe she's got something wrong in the head that she automatically thinks all these people are right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I don't
Oh,
know.
she always says it's in her mind, and she taps her forehead.
There you go. I mean,
Mhm.
look at, I've had surgeries, you know, major surgeries. And guess what? I can't take any pain medicine. The only thing, and they looked at me like I was crazy at the hospital and said, just give me Tylenol. And they actually gave me Tylenol through an IV, a liquid Tylenol through an IV. And, you know, did it get rid of all the pain? No. It was, you know, it
Well,
helped.
I know
And that's what I
people
took.
that a good friend of mine put on a fentanyl patch that would have knocked the average person down. You know, I mean, it would have knocked my ass down. They couldn't figure out why she was getting no relief, and you couldn't even tell that she was on one. I mean, there was like no effect whatsoever. They're testing her, doing the strip test like they have to, the UA. And the
Yep.
doctor, if you don't have it in your system, how is that possible? You're on 100 milligram fentanyl patches.
Wow.
Pulls down her shirt and she goes, I don't know, here they are. And trust and believe, my friend's in her 70s. Ain't nobody doing nothing with nothing. She's wearing them patches. She's been on the pain her whole life because she's her arthritis and stuff. But so they did some blood work. Her body won't absorb the fentanyl, the patch. It had nothing. She was wearing them. It just her body wouldn't even absorb. It was wild how her body did, and
Well, my
took her right
son
back off of them.
my son doesn't absorb, and he's 48. Doesn't
Mhm.
absorb B12.
Yeah,
So I mean, and the shots. So
it's
every
crazy how things work, but they make it seem like, and I just don't think they have any evidence to substantiate their claims. And I do agree that it is a lot of junk science. As of now, who knows what they make them out with? But it takes years to do a study. And
absolutely, that's what makes me mad about. They come out with all these things that aren't studied. Like, you know, look how long they had to come up with penicillin
mhm,
or tuberculosis or, you know, the different vaccines.
mhm.
And all of a sudden they come up with all these vaccines like within a year. I know technology is different nowadays. I
Oh,
know
I
that.
questioned it even with uh
The C
Corona.
vaccine. Yep.
I'm like, holy shit, you pushing that out too fast. And every time you turn around, there was an upgrade you had to get, a booster you
Exactly.
had to get. And I was like, nah, man, it did. It freaked me out. It worried me. And you know what? They didn't work for me. I got
No.
vaccinated. I had to because of my husband's job. He had no choice. He was working a federal contract. They had to be vaccinated. And they had to get all the I can't think of it now. I go like
The vaccinations.
yeah, he had to get everything. They had to stay up on it. I got COVID so many times, so did he. A couple times they put me in the hospital in intensive care. Almost took my
Wow.
ass out.
Well, my husband ended up retiring because of it. Because he refused to get the shots at first.
And
And
I still question some things about them vaccines
oh,
because
I do.
I
I
know how
won't take them. I
drastically
won't take
things
them.
changed with my husband and his heart. The more boosters it seemed he got,
Yep.
it didn't. He had COVID. I know. I've confirmed 6 times.
We had it. My husband had it twice when it first came out, and they didn't do any testing back then yet because they
Yeah,
didn't
I'm
have.
just wondering if we weren't part of the blind study. You know how they do where you don't know if you're actually getting the vaccine and they make you part of a blind study.
Yes, I didn't
Yeah,
think of that.
and
Yeah.
maybe it was just every other person or something got the vaccine and the other one got the dummy.
Well,
I'm just wondering if
I got one
that
in.
wasn't part of it because they would have did something that sneaky instead of just telling people
Right, and
and asking for volunteers.
I got one shot, Kathy, and I ended up in the hospital because of it.
Hmm.
And then I talked to my neighbor's son that's into
But
science
we all had
research.
to get them. Even my littles had to get them once they approved them for kids because of my husband's job.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was best that we did because, and besides that, with the problems I already have, something like that getting in my lungs could be deadly. So
Yeah.
it's a risk I have to take. Anyway, let's get back to Betty.
Okay.
Somebody had explained to me. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And to think that the CDC, the twisted sadist sex guy, telling us how to live our lives and what medication and trying to tear Robert Kennedy apart. And here we find out that this whole time they've been covering, and we know that they've been covering. There's no excuse for them not making a connection. I'm sorry, there's just not enough. There's not an excuse in this world that
there's plenty of medical evidence to not make a connection, baby. I'm talking years-long studies.
Tell me that they could make a connection when I was completely ignorant on March 16, 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And by, I don't know, June something, 2024, we started having some major conversations on autism and ADHD, the spectrum. And what we and I was telling you guys all the stuff I was learning, so we were kind of educating each other.
No, you weren't. All you were doing was looking for things to go at Katie and Chris about, to attack them with. You didn't care about understanding and comprehending autism because you didn't. You haven't. I've reviewed you. What little you pick up or someone sends you, you use to go at Chris and Katie. Are you kidding me? And everybody's different, Betty. Nobody's the same when it comes to autism.
During this time, and over and over and over again, everybody, and I didn't stop them either, even though I didn't know. They just vaccines. That was the number one thing that parents, grandparents, school bus drivers, everything. When they saw the change,
hey, Angelina.
And then I find out that they're pumping an infant with 80 vaccines. 80.
Oh my Lord.
And then fighting to keep their jobs after poisoning our children. And we got to listen to the left once again, right? The Democrats wanting to keep these people in office, right? People still ain't getting it. I'm not trying to be biased, but damn it, when I see something and I see it loud and clear, I see it loud and clear.
Kathy, you stopping that so between breaks?
Yeah, I stopped it. I'm looking. I just brought something up. I want to read you. It says vaccines for illnesses such as diphtheria, rotavirus, polio, tinnitus, tetanitis, which is whooping cough. Wow, that's one from the past. Also called pertussis and others are given in the first year of life. If these diseases seem uncommon, it's because vaccines are doing their job. Now, vaccinations by age. Let's go to that, Betty.
Okay.
Vaccination is one of the best ways parents can protect infants from children and teens from 16 potentially harmful diseases. Betty says 80. 16. Immunizations are not just for children. Adults also are at risk for some vaccine preventable diseases. Correct. I have to get RSV. I have to get pneumonia. Okay. No.
But they've all been studied though for a while.
Oh, there's been There's been so many years of studies.
Yep.
Protecting your baby by providing immunization early in life, starting at 1 to 2 months. Your baby receives the following vaccines to develop immunity from potential harmful diseases. DTaP vaccine, first dose of 5. A DTaP vaccine is the best protection from 3 serious diseases: diphtheria, tetanus, and whooping cough, pertussis. All
Yeah.
3 of these diseases can be deadly for people of any age, and whooping cough is especially dangerous for babies. HIV vaccine, first dose of 3 or 4. HIV disease is a serious illness caused by the bacteria. It's an influenza type B. Babies and children younger than 5 years old are most at risk for HIV disease. It can cause lifelong disability and be deadly. Doctors recommend that your child get 3 or 4 doses of the HIV vaccine, depending on the brand. It can cause lifelong disability. If you don't get it, and if you get the disease. Hepatitis B vaccine, the second dose of 3. Hepatitis B is an infectious and potentially serious disease that can cause liver damage and liver cancer. If babies are infected at birth, hepatitis B can be a lifelong chronic infection. There is no cure for Hep B, but the hepatitis B vaccine is the best way to prevent it. IPV, first dose of 4. Polio is a disabling and life-threatening disease caused by poliovirus, which can infect the spinal cord and cause paralysis. It most often sickens children younger than 5 years old. Polio was eliminated in the United States with a vaccination, and continued use of polio vaccine has kept this country polio-free. PCV, first dose of 4, which is pneumonia disease, can cause potentially serious and even deadly infections. Pneumococcal disease is the pneumonia. The pneumococcal vaccine protects against the bacteria that causes pneumococcal disease. Rotavirus, RSV. Rotavirus can be dangerous, even deadly for babies and young children. Doctors recommend that your child get 2 or 3 doses of the rotavirus, depending on the brand. So there's a total of 16, not 80, and they're serious diseases. Again, use your own judgment. And then, I'm just telling you that they are putting out a lot of misinformation.
You got the Dems pushing for our babies to be sick. You got them pushing freaking.
The Dems are pushing for the babies to be sick so they can spend millions and millions of dollars in free healthcare. Make sense to you? Not to me. Free healthcare and other benefits, since all these babies are getting so deathly sick. There's going to need special care, special equipment. Dems are just pushing for that kind of budget, aren't they?
Yep. And the pharmaceutical gets richer and richer.
Yeah, it makes no sense to me, Betty. Why would they want to spend all that money? And you just don't make it. Doesn't add up. It doesn't make sense. Hey, Miss Paul. Whose cat is meowing? I don't know. What mine? He's sleeping.
I don't own a cat. Oh, my phone. Sorry.
Holy crap. She is completely delulu. Betty doesn't know much. She pretends she does. Yeah, Betty is one of them people that reads the bold print, and that's as far as she goes. That she'll read that the 1 or 2 sentences, and that's as far as she goes. See, I don't do that. I click it, and I read all the fine print, because that's where you get your real information, in my opinion.
Over the border, they're allowing people to infiltrate our entire country, kill our people by the hundreds of thousands, and put criminals.
What? So you're telling me that since they pretty much have had an open border, they did, they don't know more. Hundreds and thousands of Americans were killed by the people that came in when it was a free for all? Huh? Where these hundreds of thousands of murmurs happen? Because we haven't heard about them. She did say hundreds of thousands. I'll back it up.
Clear. I see it loud and clear. So you got the Dems pushing for our babies to be sick. You got them pushing freaking drugs over the border. They're allowing people to infiltrate our entire country, kill our people by the hundreds of thousands, and put
That's
criminals.
what she said. Hundreds of thousands. Well, how come we haven't heard about it? Don't nobody miss all them kind of people? That's a lot of people not to miss. I mean, I'm just trying to be a little snarky here because this is bullshit. That's a kitty cat.
That's my phone. I just typed it in.
And your phone will meow. That's cool.
and the thing is, though, I have it on silent, and it's for notifications, and it keeps on doing. See, I have it on.
Oh my gosh, that sounds just like a kitty.
I don't know how to get it off. Damn.
You have to turn your sound off for your notifications and turn notifications off.
Okay,
but then you won't get no notification. But I just turned my sound off.
I have my sound off.
Oh my goodness!
I'm on my iPad and it's coming off my phone. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it doesn't bother me a bit. My Sir Duke comes out here and actually does meow. So.
Oh my God! And I don't even own a cat. Not anymore.
It does. It sounds just like a kitty. Dookie would be out here meowing right back.
My husband said to me, "Did you get a cat?" And I'm like, "No, why?" I hear one. And I said, "No, it's my phone." He goes, "Oh my God."
That's wild. That's cool. I know my Duke would be out here meowing. He'd be looking all over the place for that cat.
Well, I had cats before, you know.
That's cute. Okay, back to the Bullscorn in the green. She didn't have her superhero costume on today, so I had to put it on for her. I just got to figure out how to do the head better.
You did a good job.
Back on the street with us. Like everything that the layers are being peeled back, and every time we turn around, it's a Democrat policy that's making us sick or trying to kill us.
Huh?
And I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure out
when is all this going on, Betty? A politician is a politician at the end of the day. Doesn't matter if they're blue or red.
Yep.
At the end of the day, they're a politician. I don't trust not a one of them. Never did, never will.
Me neither.
It's the out for me, what I can get. And hey, you know, nope, I don't. So you're wrong, Betty. You're wrong. Even the Democrats are not out here purposefully hurting and allowing children to be hurt and people to be sickened with these diseases, or to let them be struck down by autism, all because they want Tylenol on the market. Do you know how many over-the-counter meds that can step up and would love to take that Tylenol business? They could make it happen. So, yeah, your theories just don't make any sense. It would cost the government millions of dollars in medical bills and any kind of, caregiver, special attention, equipment, all kinds of other things. You're saying that Tylenol is responsible for disabling so many. It just doesn't make any sense, Betty. It just doesn't. And I'm just not buying it because y'all haven't put out any real hardcore proof to back up any of your wild accusations.
And this is why
I just proved you wrong. You said 80 vaccines. It's 16. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. This is why people have been getting in fights over the years about if you're a Republican or you're a Democrat. Mm-hmm. No, I look at people as a person. That's it. I don't care what you are.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't care if you want to vote red. I don't care if you want to vote blue. I don't care if you don't vote. That's your business, not mine.
That's right. It
doesn't tell me who you are.
That's right.
Yeah, I never cared, but it means everything to this one. Hey, Lucia, good to see you. Hey, Mama, two young men. Catherine X, Lila Lauren. Hey, Deb. Nasty Rana, good to see you. It's been a minute. There's my hope. Tylenol can sue the government. Yep. Thanks for coming in, guys.
From the Democrat Party, where they want to injure their brain or turn them into S dolls and start talking to them about S stuff.
Huh? I got to back that up. No, she didn't just say that. No, she did not just say that.
It's making us sick or trying to kill us.
Listen closely.
And I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure out what is the wage on our children from the Democrat Party, where they want to injure their brain or turn them into S dolls and start talking to them about S stuff, at 5 years old. I think it's sick.
Oh my God. No, now she's saying that the Democrat Party is keeping our children sick and turning them into S dolls. You know what she's talking about, right?
Yes, that's sick.
Why would your mind even go there? What regular person sits there and thinks about disgusting, vile things being done to children like this? I mean, Betty has a serious, serious problem with private parts and talking about them on grown-ups and children. She's just, yeah, girl, maybe you need get yourself some. I don't know. You said you missing Little Papa. So we all know you like Little Papas. You made it clear. But yeah, I think you need to go find you a new Little Papa.
Well, there is other toys
Hey,
out there she
Chantel.
can use.
Hey, NFT. Hey, Ava. Erie. Good to see you, Erie. Hey, Naomi. Okay, where'd everybody come from? Thank you. Boxer. Lala Lauren. Somebody did a send over and I appreciate it. Thank you. Hey, CJ. Hey, Mimi too. Mr. Blue. Soul T. I like that name. Hey, Brandywine. Good to see you. Brandy, you crack me up on Twitter. I actually look for your post. That shit that Nick and them's posting. Thank you again, Jill and Jill's hubby, who's a retired attorney, for coming up and explaining about that yesterday, about, what was going on with what they posted and everything. Thank you. I'm going to let the video play for a second. The kiddos just came in and I, need to mute. Sorry.
I think it's truly, truly sick. And we are here because we try to get laws that prevent stuff like that from happening. But every time I turn around, it's only one side of the street that keeps this stuff going. One side of the street. Everything I had to go through to try to get that man to become president, to uncover all this stuff. And still people are still not taking their blinders off to see what these people have done to this country, to our children. Since the government got involved in the public education shit has gone downhill. Leaving no child behind is a joke based on how they went about it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just sick. It's sick. And people don't want, and people want to be nasty and act like, oh, and it's a badge of honor to go and get that poison put in your body, just to show the man. Like, I ain't pumping my body with chemicals, nothing. I was in South Dakota during COVID. Nobody had to wear a mask. I know, because you had known. She was badass as DeSantis at that time. Our Manatee County tried to put a curfew on us. By the time I got done with them and a few other people, that thing was lifted by the end of the next VOCC meeting. Like, I was ready. I told them, I'm like, I don't even know. You guys got to go back and watch that. Watch the meetings, the VOCC meetings. You guys got to go back and watch them.
Sorry, guys. They had to dump all their papers on me and give me the rundown and,
Of course.
Tomorrow's, they earned, if they stayed at the top table, they break the movie up into a couple parts because they can't do the whole movie. They can't take the whole half the day. So, but you have to earn it, and they so many weeks in a row, and her team all has gotten it, so they earned the whole movie, but they're only showing it in two parts.
Aw.
So they get treats, like popcorn and soda, and they get She's all excited. And today was picture day, so they had to break it down for me. And she wasn't happy the way they did. They wouldn't listen to her. She said,
Aw. Our kids had off today. My grandkids, I mean, I should say, had off today for the holiday.
"Okay, sorry, they were already back out here."
Oh no, go get them their
Oh no, their snacks are already on the table. No, see, I get prepared.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, no. When I know I'm going live and they're going to be coming home, if I can't get the sitter over here, their snacks are laid out, their play clothes. Yeah, I get it
Good
all
for you.
ready.
Good mommy.
No, I don't know. I just don't like the. I like to be prepared. Oh, Mr. Blue, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, and thank you for coming in. CJ, thank you for the $9.99. Oh, and the hearts. Thank you too. And sent 5 memberships. Oh, Flo, thank you. Welcome to Poolside, everybody. You're a misfit like the rest of us. Thank you, Flo. I appreciate that. Oh, guys, thank you. LM Marty, thank you for the $4.99 sticker. Oh, that sticker is cute. Thank you so much. Guys, I appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you. But I got some proof here I'm getting ready to show you about Betty. She's getting ready to make an outrageous claim. But we got the proof that she's wrong yet again.
From back in those days, I went off. I was screaming. I'm like, so we got to say we're going to have a curfew. You're saying our officers are so busy? Then why the hell are they rounding up cattle in North Manatee County? The officers are out there running, chasing cattle that got out in the middle of the freaking road. And they're saying, we can't be outside. Well, then why the hell are you rounding up the cattle? They didn't like what was going on. The poor cows, they didn't like what was going on in Manatee County. They broke out. They were trying to run away. The officers had to go out there and force and show who's boss.
Guys, what are you doing? Oh my God. Penny, hey, welcome in. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for the sticker. Elizabeth H, sending you love and prayer. Oh, thank you so much. Lisa, you guys, Jill, welcome to Poolside. You're a misfit like the rest of us. Misty ERRN. Oh, thank you very much. Boy, that's a tough job. Been there, done that. That's a tough job. My hat's off to you. I was so thankful for the charge nurse that day with my husband. She took his fingerprints and she did a good job and gave me the papers so that I could get little things made for the kids. But she was amazing. To even think of that, He had a good team. They tried. They tried everything.
10 new members. Yep.
Nasty Rana, member for 10 months. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Into the Pines, welcome. You're a misfit like the rest of us. Shaggy J sent us over from Cooterville. Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you for coming over and thank you for the sticker. Karina, welcome to Poolside. Thank you. You're a misfit too. Jamani, I hope I said your name right. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Guys, wow. Thank you. Beer Can member for 22 months. You an old timer, Beer Can. I appreciate you guys all so much. Thank you. You love our community. Me too, Jay. You had my ass laughing today. You crack me up when you do Brittany. Your laugh is contagious. And no matter how down I get, if you're live, I can come in there and laugh. I thank you for that. Irish Eyes, thank you for the sticker. Hey, Grandma Cece, Jill, August. Gamers cruising. Aw, thank you, Beer Can. Oh, you're wiped out. I'm sure you've been going through a lot. I can't wait to watch your interview. Hey, Lake Girl. Hey, Simrisa. Naomi, member for 10 months. I pray for you. Hopefully, you can feel the love. I did. Thank you. Hey, Tati Chip, member for 7 months. Hope you're having a good day today. Yeah, actually, not bad. Just muggy. Thank you. Member for 7 months. Member for 10 months. Thank you, everybody. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. And M, thank you for the $9.99. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. Continued thoughts and prayers. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Tomorrow, I need a lot of them. But will be what will be. Hey, Wishful. What will be, will be. Hey, Nikki. New here, but want to send some up. Oh, thank you. Welcome into Poolside. You're a misfit like the rest of us. We're all a bunch of misfits here. We do our own thing. We rock our own boat. Screw everybody else. You have your dad's thumbprint on a necklace. The funeral home did the fingerprints. Oh. Yeah. Hey, Aunt Carter. That was the nurse that took us in the emergency rooms. They always have this little room that's a private little room for family when something like this is happening there. And she took me and the kids there. I knew. I've worked the ER. I know. Anyway, that's where she gave it to me at. I'm thankful she did that. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Vibrator. Grandma Cece. Sam Sloopin. You got your moms too? Aw. I can't wait to have their necklaces done. I didn't want to do ashes. I can't. I can't. No. So I'm so thankful for the thumbprint.
Hey, Medic Biker. I didn't do any of it. Well, it's because what they were doing I knew was wrong. First of all, I didn't trust the people. I didn't trust Fauci. Fauci. I spoke to several people in my community whenever this was going on, and I'm glad I talked to the right people. Because, boy, you could have been led astray very quickly without having somebody with common sense. And let me know which doctors to never, ever go to. That's a positive thing that I can say I got out of there because, and I even wanted to remove money from those local hospitals, any type of federal assistance.
Now, she actually says that if the parents would have done a specific, a certain treatment or something, that they could reverse autism.
State or federal assistance they were getting. I wanted to cut it off because they, in my opinion, were scamming money from the state. They were classifying so many natural causes to COVID at the time just because instead of getting 2,500, they got 25,000 to 75,000 per head.
Oh my
God! It was sick. A lot of people did not know what was going on behind the scenes, but of course I was plugged in. I knew exactly what was going behind the scenes. I tried very hard to keep my county from even filing any type of reimbursement for it because I thought it was all fraud. And I still feel that way to this day. They put us into this mess, and then they try to use our money to pay everybody out of this mess. And now we're $36 or $37 trillion in debt because
Betty, a lot of people died. I lost several loved ones, including my father-in-law, because of COVID. So fuck you.
We have people piss our money away and hand it to everybody else than the people that need it. I mean, the 5G is the same spectrum as the 4G, so how is this new?
I don't give a shit what you say. There was a virus. It was deadly, and a lot of people died from it. Was there a lot of fraud? Absolutely. No surprise there. Who didn't expect it? But it was people like you that was too happy to keep spreading the virus.
Yep. And it was, they say, I don't know if it's true or not, in my opinion, that it was handmade or whatever, and they knew about it. I mean, not by the United States, don't get me wrong.
Jill, thank you for gifting 10 memberships. Did I miss that? Thank you so much. Wow, that was very generous. Thank you. Welcome to Poolside, everybody. You're a misfit.
I have no idea. I never understood it. I liked LTE. It worked just fine. I had no problems with LTE. None. I had no problems with LTE. And now I find that the 5G, they say it's supposed to be faster, but
Okay,
you know, I'm sorry. When I was
bit.
driving through LG service closer to the units, thank you so much. Those were already in the air. It's out in the middle. I've never sneezed so much. I'm allergic to Arizona.
Lucky Arizona. Damn it. I thought Florida was going to get rid of her finally. Hey, Shauna. I thought RFT. I thought that they changed it to mono. My husband was still getting regularly tested. They were still having outbreak. I mean, it is what it is. It happens when you work in a hospital setting, you know? Was it like it was before? Hell no. But and like I said, the vaccinations is an individual choice. I can't make you do anything, but there's a lot of things you need to consider. And we were vaccinated to the hilt. Didn't stop us from getting it. Didn't stop it from almost killing me twice. I think I broke the record for how many times I had COVID. I know he did. I think there was one other person on his crew that had it like 10 times. He only had it like 6 that I can remember. I mean, some of the times he had it, if it wouldn't have been for a positive test, you wouldn't have even known. I mean, it was just like a little cold. It was nothing, you know. It's that headache. Oh my God, that headache is god awful.
The old test, you know, the free ones that we got.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter had. She's still, well, she's not contagious now, but is had the Rona this past week, and it came up negative even at the doctor's offices.
Yeah. I know, as you know, because it's a headache you don't get with just a regular cold or flu. It's a headache you won't forget. Jesus, for 3 days I couldn't even live and I suffer with chronic headache. I'm never pain free. I don't know what that's like. I since I've been 12, 13 years old, I've always had head pain. I've never been pain free. So to me, it's normal. But that's even worse than this, and that put me down for. I couldn't even lift my head off the pillow for 3 days. I'm not kidding you. It was bad. No, thank you. And I got that headache every time I got it.
This new one that's out is my daughter didn't have the headache. She's had the strep throat with it. That's where it started, and it's in her lungs now. She was just at the hospital last night. Again.
I don't play with the lungs.
No, okay, go ahead.
All right, back to bits, because I got something to show y'all here. She's getting ready to make some big claims.
I told her, I'm like, I'm sorry, girl. I don't like your state at all. And I didn't. I don't like the state. I'm sure the people are great in Arizona, but I don't like the roads. I don't like the weather. I don't like the sneezing. Everything there made me sneeze. My nose stayed clogged like half the time I was there. Just not, I love the people. That's it. But I'm telling you, I'm allergic to Arizona. I'm allergic. I'm allergic. I was outside. I'm getting frustrated because we couldn't get the car. And I started seasoning it. I'm like, God bless it, right? I'm like, and I'm allergic to the damn state too. I'm allergic to the state. Anyways, I mean, a few billion people got vaccinated in our measure. I beg to differ. There's been a lot of people that have just dropped it, you know, from that's the C vax. There's a lot of people that are they keep that out of the stories. There's a lot of people that lost their life. They don't tell you that story. That's why I hate the media. I hate the media because of that. I hope they do. I hope, yeah, it's in Tylenol. The Tylenol, Dreaming Merc, yeah. That's it. You got to stay away from the Tylenol. I mean, as an adult, you're fine. And then once your infant becomes a little bit older, it's fine. But it's the connection's there. We've been told this whole time that Tylenol's unsafe for pregnancies, for infants, and we're finding out that's not the case. Think about all the medicine that are pumped. All the infant medicine has Tylenol in it. All of it. All of it. Go show me something that doesn't have Tylenol in it that's made for the kids. And I never understood it, and I'm one of these people, and when he said something, I've said it many times, because I don't take fever reducers. When I have fevers, I never take fever reducers. As a matter of fact, I cover myself and bury myself into it because I want to sweat it out. It's your natural antibiotics. And so I don't know why I've been like that, but I've always known that the fever, you need to have the fever to break the sickness. I don't know why people always try to break the fever. I like the fever to break on its own, because then I knew when I was not contagious anymore, when I knew I was going to start making the turn. I don't recall ever having a fever more than 24 hours. So, and I don't recall it. I think the highest I've ever gotten was 102.5. And most people say, well, you probably need to go to the hospital during that. No, if it's not getting up to 103 or 104, I'm not going. I mean, I've got to be like almost dead to go to the hospital. And I've never had problems. And if things got really bad, I would get in the an ice bath, which naturally brings your body temperature down if you need to. It's not a comfortable thing to do, but you do not need Tylenol. And the reason why I'm saying the ice bath, and some people are like, oh my gosh, it'll get you shot. I'm sorry. I've plunged myself into ice when I've been getting too hot. When I got up to 102.5, I went into the ice water.
She's not muted, guys.
Sorry, I had littles out.
Yeah, I know.
Betty.
That's why I said you're not muted.
Yeah. Betty, we all know you're too cheap to go to the doctors. Listen, when I was little, I'm older than you, Betty, but when I was little and I went to the hospital with an extremely high fever, I remember adamant. The nurses packed me in literal ice. They don't do that anymore, Betty. Yeah, they pack my arms, my hands, my chest, yeah, and behind my neck. In little, because I was burning, and you can burn your brain up, Betty. The temperature can be too high and cause brain damage. They need to bring it down rapidly. But times have changed, and there's things they do so differently. And yeah, you don't. Okay, Betty, you want to throw yourself into shock. You didn't have that kind of a fever, because you wouldn't have been able to fill an ice bath to get into it if you had that kind of a fever. Whatever. Don't give people bad advice.
I didn't have shock, okay? But it brought my body temperature down to a measurable temperature. And again, I was crying and I was freezing, and it's 10 times colder when you have a fever. But I didn't have to take medication to reduce my fever, because I don't mind fevers. If I'm sick and I need to have a fever, then my fever needs to do what it needs to do.
But if you have a viral infection going on, Betty, that fever's going to come right back. You can't stay in the ice bath. And it's a cold bath that you give small children. But okay, Betty, whatever.
Basically what he was trying to say is, if you can just deal with it, deal with it. Thankfully, I've never had to get a headache or sick. I feel better. My mom used to get migraines really bad. Alcohol baths will help as well. I've never had alcohol baths before. Oh, you're talking about like just like rubbing yourself down with alcohol? Yeah, I guess that would bring it. I never thought about that. Yeah.
No, she wasn't able to. She did videos and put them up, but she knew she wasn't. Yeah, Betty wasn't stupid. Well, yeah, Betty knows how to push it. She couldn't get permission because Betty's not in the inner circle. or even anywhere close to any kind of circle. Betty was treated like all the other people that were there as just citizens. She got no special treatment at all. She was not included into any specific group or anything.
Wow, that was a hit to Tylenol because now all their infant medication
she wasn't treated like the press
no longer
either.
safe for infants.
The media.
And I just keep thinking, what if
But she had her media badge on. She sure did, but it didn't help her a bit. And that's why she's filing 80 complaints against them, at least, she said. Because law enforcement didn't listen to her. She told them how to do it, and they didn't listen.
Is it in there? What if it was anybody else? What if it wasn't this administration? We would have tens of thousands of babies this year born with autism.
Bullshit. No way. You cannot say that, Betty. You can't go by their so-called junk science. They put out no studies to back any of this up. They have not confirmed one iota of it. But Tylenol and the CDC and everybody else has done buku years of studies. You might want to look at those, which I've already showed you.
Now, the good news is, this is another thing I found out, is that they actually have a remedy that is showing promising results in the children. So if you do have a child that's autistic, I don't know the name of the drug that they were talking about. Pharmaceutical needs to be prescribed, but they did say it in the press conference. So if you have an autistic child, which I know there's a lot of people that are on my channel because of the Sebastian Rogers case in their pool, their passion for it was because this child was autistic, and it reminded them of their child. And they put their child almost in the shoes of this child, and they really were drawn to the case because of the autistic and spectrum aspect of this particular case. So I know I've got a lot of audience members that have autistic children. Well, you need to go back and watch that, and you need to find out if that medication can be prescribed to your child to help possibly reverse some of that damage that was done. They basically said that there's like it cut off a receptor or something that doesn't allow you to absorb something. And I know we went over something on the show before I left to come up here to Arizona about autism. And I can't remember what date because, again, I'm tired and my days and weeks have started running together when I get this lack of sleep. And I've got a lot of lack of sleep. But the good news is I slept well last night. I feel like I'm going to sleep well tonight. I know it's late for all of you guys, but it's like 10:14 here. So
that's right. That big meeting with YouTube's execs was today, huh? In Pines. Almost forgot about that. No, Betty wasn't there. She's still heading back home from Arizona. But she actually believes that there is a treatment out there that these parents need to, because they said so in the press conference, that can reverse autism. And she's going to say they need to go get it. But she says it fastly, so you got to listen.
Assuming on the West Coast, it's midnight potentially there. So you guys were great sport. And everybody else that's here, dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. It's Leucovorin calcium. I have patients that I prescribe it for. Very good. Thank you for that. I'm going to change the post now to this. So any of you guys that have autistic children, that's the medication right there. So that is really good. And, I don't know what the full capabilities will be with new therapies, but it's worth a shot if you have a child or even an adult that has autism, especially if it's high functioning autism. You might be able to fully reverse the autism. It's worth a shot, in my opinion.
I can't. Wow. Okay, Betty. Hey, CK. Let me guess. She'll say bleach cures it. Well, hey, Harley Rider. They did not say they had a cure. Yeah. The press conference was a lot of, as they say, junk science. And there is no studies to back this up. I hope and pray that they do find something to help. But I don't believe at this time that they can reverse Alzheimer's. Hey, Ever Love Me. Is that similar to drink Clorox to cure COVID that they threw out? Oh, that's coming, vibrator. Her whole COVID stuff is coming. In fact, I've got something to show you once she makes her claims, how wrong she is. But I'll show you.
If there's very low side effects or allergies to it. 8:15 on the West Coast, I believe 11:15 on the East Coast. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm lost because all I know is it's 10:15. It might only be 11:15 there. I might be Central Time now. It's also known as folinic acid. Folinic acid.
There is a
11:15
reason
here. I'll
Betty
pick it up,
never
so I'm
had
only an hour
children.
behind. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. And I'm really excited because I hit going
Yeah,
through.
in my opinion, that's what she was doing, Mr. Blue. She was giving people that are in her chat false hope and false information. They are now saying Alzheimer's is type 3 diabetes connected to insulin issues.
That's so false.
I just don't like JoJo Nanny, member for 1 month. Well, nice to see you, JoJo. Thank you for being a member for 1 month. I don't like misinformation about stuff like that being put out, especially when it comes to autism, because there's so many that would be affected by that junk science information. Maybe there is a medication that they're doing trials on. I don't know. But I don't think they should say that it could reverse it if they don't have any proof that that's what happens. Hey, May May. At least in my opinion. Hey, Pookie's Grammy. Every time I see your name, it reminds me of my goddaughter. Oh, I miss her. Her nickname is Pookie.
Louisiana by my sister right at the time she gets off of work. So I actually, and this is rare for me because Sweet Misery and I, we were worried that we weren't going to be able to see.
Okay, I don't want to hear about her meeting up with Sweet Misery.
Sister, but I really wanted to. I get to see my sister tomorrow, so I'm super excited about that. Now it won't be,
you mean the one who is the real legit media with an anchor's position? You know, the life you tried to claim is yours. Yeah.
Or anything like that. We're just going to.
She tries to be the real legit media when in fact it's her family member.
I needed a coffee house and
same thing with her mom. Her mom's the one that worked for a judge for years, a lawyer and judge for years. Not Betty, her mother. And no, she wasn't a paralegal. She was a secretary. Hey, Danny C. Member for 7 months. Woo! Whoa, you guys got. Thank you.
Chicken. Aw, hope you're doing well. Upper East Tennessee, 11:16. Okay, perfect. Then I'm in a Central Time, so that's good to know. So, anyways, what was I gonna say? So I get to see her. It's not going to be anything like, where we can go watch a movie or anything together, but we'll be able to at least, give each other a hug, sit down and, hang out with each other for a few minutes.
Hey, Bonnie O, good to see you. Member for 4 months. Such a nice place to be. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being a member for 4 months.
Minutes before I got to get back on the road, maybe have a cup of coffee, maybe a small bite to eat or something like that. So I'm really super excited about that. So anyways, all right, guys. Well, I've already been on here long enough. It's obviously pretty late. I'd like to get some sleep. I'm probably not going to leave here until they have breakfast here. So I'm probably not going to leave here until, that's really it. I mean, it was an amazing service. It's for the floor, but we weren't on the floor. We stood in line. And I tell you, if we would have known it was going to be that crazy outside the door, I think we would have probably tried to get our plackets. Because we got obviously numbers we could have called, but again,
Betty, you shut up. You couldn't have called anybody. You had no clout there, Betty. You were just an average Joe like the rest of us. Stop it. Your fake press credentials got you nowhere.
Wait, Kathy.
Joe thing is
I thought you were special, just like her, that you can get in anywhere.
Yeah, okay. She's a whole clown.
front row Joe thing. You know, we
She is
part of
full
the
of it.
reason why we do what we
Yes.
do
Betty,
is
stop
just to be
lying.
able
No,
to
not
stand
giving
it,
advice,
to be
but
able to
my
be around all the people.
A1C was 12. My doctor put me on when my A1C now hangs between 5.1 and 5.7, and I still eat sweets. That's awesome. I'm glad you're having a really a good. That's great that it's down that low.
The like-minded people.
Plastic,
And,
yeah.
But this one was just we were even out of our element. I think for the first time, all three of us, because we saw the freight train coming before it hit. You know, because we've been at enough of these things that we were truly worried about people's safety and the lack of concern from law enforcement outside of that arena. They didn't care. And you know, that's their only job, is to care about the safety and well-being of that community and the people outside of those gates, and they didn't care. And that for me, which I don't do, you know, I've seen a lot of stuff go on at these rallies. I've never wrote about it. I've never wrote the president about it. I've never complained. You know, I've always just run and bared it. But this one was so bad, and so many people could have been seriously injured, that it's unacceptable for me. It's unacceptable to the point that I feel I have to write something about it. You know, I have to let them know how I feel about the fact that they put not only my life in jeopardy, but a lot of people's lives in jeopardy. But more importantly, the people that were standing outside of that gate that had ADA, people that were in wheelchairs and stuff like that. They did everything as poorly executed as humanly possible. I think the governor is horrid. She ended up jacking up the gas rates in that area. And yes, don't say that she cannot jack up the gas rates. It's called road tax and gas tax. And so she raised the gas prices almost 40 cents in that area. I spoke to, because I was there for days before this event, I had put out on my X, I think it was like Friday, that the governor jacked up the gas rates. And again, that was in my opinion, just another little tidbit of how much she wanted to reject what was going on. And that's sad, because this was a member of her community.
I don't think it was rejected, Betty. It went off. There was a lot of people there. No one got hurt. No one was maimed. What are you talking about? You're not from that area. You don't know anything about that area or the people that live there. You were there just as a regular person going in to watch it. That's it. That's all. Of course you got all kind of complaints. What else would you say? You're Bullscorn, for crime's sake.
But I have no respect for the governor.
Looking pretty haggard.
Arizona, you guys got to do better. You guys got to do better. Quit hiring these.
It was
women.
a beautiful memorial. She drugged chairs, camera equipment, signs. She was part of the problem. Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I don't. I'm a woman myself, but I also know that I have a balls and a backbone. Okay, I don't like women that have emotions in those types of positions. That woman is an emotional basket case. She runs off of emotions, not off law and common sense.
It happens with any kind of major event, Marcy, correct. But no, just because they were spiting. The Democrats did it to spite the Republicans.
Respect for women like that. Quit voting these idiots in freaking office. They make the rest of the women out here in this country that actually know what the hell they're doing look bad. Okay? So enough of the women.
Nothing about this government.
Okay? Enough of the women. Unless you got to carry weight, quit voting for the women. Quit. We are not in identity politics. Okay? We need governors that have balls and backbones. Okay? Not emotions and safe spaces. So if the woman's going to be, if you guys are insistent on having a woman being the head of the state, make sure she has backbone and balls. I'm just saying. Aw, thank you, Melanie. That's so sweet. I appreciate that. She says, safe travels, Betty. Much love to you. Big heart. Right here.
Well, you got a lot to say about a state you know nothing about a politician you know nothing about, and seems to be getting elected by her constituents, Betty.
Big heart.
All because it wasn't done the way you think it should be done in that twisted little pea brain of yours.
Thank you. All right, guys. Well, it's time for me to say goodnight. It's time for me to say goodnight to everybody.
Did I miss the COVID
we'll be back
part?
here
No.
Tomorrow. I'll probably do a show. I'm not going to pull my computer out. I'm not doing a show. It's too much equipment to set up just to tear all back down. It takes me like between a half an hour to an hour to get everything set up. when I'm on the road, which I don't mind. As long as I
What
have
do
good
you
internet,
set
but most
up?
of the time I have shitty internet, and it doesn't.
What
It's
the
not
hell
worth.
takes her a half an hour or longer to set up? She streams on her phone. It don't take but a minute to set up a tripod. You stream on your phone, Betty. Jeez.
The setup. I mean, if I had a good image and no
Hey,
hiccups and stuff
Amethyst.
like that, I would do it.
So brainwashed and brain
night.
dead and full of
Remember, not very
to the
important
point
right
of
now. You have a full
nausea.
armor. Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's a pain
Yeah, who hurt you,
point to see
Beth?
family and parents speak of autism as if it's a terminal. Well, some people like extreme autism. It like the parents get beat up on by their child. They love their child and they take what they can take, but it's a very, very rough life. You know,
Can be,
what
yes.
these doctors did to these children.
Now
kept
it's
it
the
quiet for
doctors that did it? Okay.
20, 30 years. Like, we had to fire the freaking CDC to find out.
What?
Like, how much
You
more?
fired
Like,
the CDC to find out that Tylenol has been the cause of autism for 30 years, and it's all the doctor's faults.
I
Wow.
don't think they knew a lot about autism in 30
No.
years ago.
No. Betty, I have to disagree with you. And there's actual real science that disagrees with you.
Every time I turn around, I'm just amazed with
No,
what
it doesn't.
President Trump and his team are doing. Everything that we've been wanting to have done, everything that we've been begging to have done, you know, especially in the area of autism. I mean, just
Show
getting
me
it out of the park.
scientific
Now we're
proof
finally getting
that Tylenol has any connection with a child with autism. Show me scientific proof, not junk science, real scientific proof.
some clues as to what may have truly been happening. But the evidence is clear. You cannot put 80 freaking vaccines in an infant.
It's not 80. I already read them off. I looked them up and I read them all to you. It's 16. It's not 80. But go ahead.
Clear. Beyond
And there are some hardcore diseases, Betty, that you're vaccinated against, thankfully.
Completely clear. 45 plus years, Betty. Yeah. They've been poisoning our children, and they knew it the whole time. And it took us going in and firing the CDC to find out.
Okay.
And then again, we had to deal with the freaking radical left complaining about the CDC being dismantled and fired. And then we find out this. They're corrupt as shit. They've been corrupt as shit. They've been poisoning our kids. The CDC was a complete failure. And I don't think we even scratched the surface of how bad it is. But thank God
yeah,
for
they
Maha.
did, Ange.
Thank God for Maha. Don't forget that. Maha. Make America healthy again. And Robert Kennedy's leadership. I'm sorry. I think at this point, the proof is in the pudding. People that still want to deny are just haters. And you're never going to fix them.
Hey, Purple Dragon. Wait, I want to look at what Harley. You said Harvard agreed to what study? Wait, I'm looking up in chat to see. Hey, Sane Outlaw, good to see you. Did I miss it? Harvard has been studying. They agreed, and several other very well-known institutes agreed with it. What, the Tylenol cause is the cause of autism? Because there is no studies. I played a CBS News where they had a doctor on, and the studies were done, but not by them, and it didn't show that. I can't listen as if you have no medical background in the White House. I hear you.
Gone Girl just gave 10 memberships.
Gone Girl, it's good to see you. How are you? Thank you. 10 more misfits. If you're misfits like the rest of us, please thank Gone Girl. Thank you, Gone Girl. I appreciate that. You're turning it green in here. Thank you. Crispy Treat got one. Beef cake. Carla. Tracy got one. Cool. Mel got one. Peach, Lies, and Scams got one. BJ will be pissed. Thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Bye. Reminds me of when they tried to blame it on the vaccines back in the day. Snippins in here. Good to see you, Snippins. Hey, Evelyn. It's good to see you, Snippins.
Because if you can't see what's right in front of your face about being lied to, being invaded, having criminals thrown out on the streets to continue assaulting America, there's no excuse for any of this.
Okay, so the Democrats are purposely throwing criminals in the streets to assault Americans. That's what she stated several times through this. Hundreds of thousands of murmurs because of the border situation. And the Democrats are behind it all. Now she said, oh my God. As she just said it, listen to her. She tries to correct herself.
It's about being lied to, being invaded, having criminals thrown out on the streets to continue assaulting America. There's no excuse.
She stopped. As soon as she started to say American, she knew she went too far last time, so she better stop. Autism is genetic, and the people supporting studios, some doctors, they make money. If I had no ethics, I could go anti-vax tomorrow and make thousands. It's very typical, yes.
Any of this.
That is.
None. The only excuse that makes sense
That's
is
why
that they were
doctors
trying
will
to
push certain medications. It's all about the money.
destabilize America. That's it. And we caught them red-handed.
You caught them.
But it took him losing his life.
They're destabilizing America because they've used Tylenol for 30 years to cause autism. And they let all the criminals come in to murmur and assault Americans. Hundreds of thousands, and they've done nothing. Okay.
For us to get it clear.
We're getting it here,
It's
Betty.
deep. It's deep.
It's
So,
deep.
anyways, when I get back to the office, we're going to be monitoring this case. Obviously, we do have an arrest. The memorial has already been over. You know, we don't usually get, like the Sebastian Rogers case, gone without answers for 19 months. So we're going to be, once this is done and over with, we'll be monitoring this case and providing updates on this case, but we've got to start getting back to our regular broadcasted show. I am developing a new show to deal with political stuff. I realize that there is absolutely a need for me to be vocal on a political platform. There's just too much.
Oh
at
boy,
stake.
that's going to be
And every time I turn
gold.
around, I realize what the true stakes are. You know, our children, our children.
Mm-hmm.
You know how that makes me feel. You guys know. You guys know how angry I am right now here. I'm happy, but after the happiness, anger. Pure anger. All the kids, all the babies, just anger. Just anger. But I'm glad we're seeing and glad we're learning, you know, and I'm sorry, you know, for my Democrats friends and at that side. This is not okay. Like, you guys, if you want to maintain your Democrat Party, you're going to have to make a lot of changes within it, or you're going to have to leave, because this is not okay at all. This is quite disgusting. And then people try to demean people for putting the CDC director's personal business that was all over his quite public Instagram account. That is not okay. And you know what it seems to me when I look at all these people that were in these high positions? It looked like the devil took over. Everybody looks so demonic. When you look at who they truly are behind those suit and ties, that's scary.
Boy, the rhetoric she's pushing about the left is unbelievable. Unfreaking believable.
Like, it was Satan's army. Like, from the time that Biden stood up there.
Inner sanctum of insanity on full display here. I am a Democrat and I follow the law, and like the felon up in the White House.
Statement of a nation or nation. You know what? And he had
look at my face.
red
Do I
and
look
black
like a
behind
devil?
him. It seemed demonic.
Just look at her.
And it's like, you know, I see all these
and
people.
I've seen that many times reviewing her. It's like, yeah, she's very dark and demonic, and I've said it many times. Evil.
When we rip the Band-Aid off and we remove the mask, we look and they're like these sadists, like sexual sadists, and just weird, perverted people to the core. And then you find out that they were running our country, telling us what to put in our bodies, forcing us to put stuff in our bodies for profit. It's just And I'm glad to be done with it. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. But from what I'm seeing, I'm loving where we're heading. I am absolutely
Betty,
loving.
you were one of the people that encourage violence and hate. You incite hate. And you're thrilled that you're able to do it.
She's a devil in disguise.
Very much so. Kind of like the Epstein files, Betty.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I'm being nice because I don't know what to say because I don't want to get you in trouble. So I'm being quiet.
It's hard to be nice with Betty. It is.
Yep.
The only Green Team member to escape disaster was Justin. The rest are an everyday train wreck. Yep, she can't even take care of her dog. Irresponsible pet owners. The others are always at. Yeah, this is insane. The hate that she is encouraging. Hey, Dreams. Last night her chat kept repeating, "We are not talking about the C&Ds at all. Period." And so there you go.
They worry more about how much money they can make. They don't care about people, and that's it. I was so proud of Trump and his team today. I was too. I will not lie. It's like, all of my hot button topics, all the things that I've been passionate about, that we've all been passionate about. It's like checkbox. I mean, the Teflon crime, the exposing.
You want Teflon crime, but yet you've always managed to skate by and get away with all your crimes, Betty. Now, Rich.
And how we have been, preyed because of these policies. And it's just like, I didn't realize how bad it was, but I do now.
Oh, boy.
And all the boxes that we as a channel want checked are being checked. The crime is ultra low or getting lower, putting things in place, coming down on people in communities that have lackadaisy policies that put criminals back out on the street. Just everything.
Could have
I feel
fooled
like
me.
in another year, we're going to feel the most safe probably we've ever felt in 20 or 30 years.
Wait, we're going to feel safe after you sat here and told us that they've been infecting our kids with autism. They've been making people sick. They're shoving 80 vaccines into infants. And you're inciting hate and fear against the Democrats because they've let all kind of illegals in that are murmuring and assaulting Americans, not just by a couple, by hundreds of thousands. But we're the safest we've ever been. Wow.
Could have fooled me about the safeness, Kathy, because there's been a lot of pew-pewing in everywhere. There's another one today in a mall. So she's wrong.
Nuts.
I truly hope that that's the case, because that's been always my passion, safety. I feel like you can't accomplish a whole lot unless you have safety and stability. And I think that is like an absolute foundation that you have to build on. And if your foundation is weak in those areas, your building's going to crumble, But stability is absolute. You have to have stability as a foundation. And you can't have stability if you're fearful. So we've got to clean all these streets up. We got to make it safe for everybody, And I love, it's sad that these poor
people. But you just said it's the safest it's ever been. Which is it?
Chicago are begging for help, and they're being passed up because their governor won't allow them in to help and clean up the crime in that state. So I hope that people in Chicago and Illinois look at their governor and really ask yourself, is he really?
Sure was inciting violence. She sure did.
Tomorrow? I'm not sure that he really cares. I don't know what he cares about, but it surely doesn't seem like he cares about all the people being murdered in his inner city. Or it's just fine with, 56 people going to the hospital with bullet wounds in them. I mean, I don't know. I would think for me, even, I think being in high powers because I think they're too emotional. And I'm like on the low end of emotional when it comes to certain things. And I just don't know if emotionally I could handle that. It's like almost like a human element to, I think to anybody is preservation of human life. And to be so cavalier with that many human lives. And we want to just prevent all of it. But if we could just save one, we would call it a great day. And they just don't even try to save the one anymore. All there's to deal with my crime element here in the community, and we keep giving them money, and the crime keeps staying the same. So it shows me that they're just using the crime as leverage to get federal funds. And I think it needs to be merit-based. Like, you should be able to get money to keep your, like, when you show that you know how to keep crime down, you should be benefited to more money to continue that effort instead of having to make your entire communities safe. I think if you have an unsafe community, it should limit your federal funds. You shouldn't be getting as many.
How are they supposed to fight crime, Betty, without the budgets and the manpower to do it? How?
Because clearly you don't know how to utilize the federal funds to begin with. Otherwise, you wouldn't have the crime problem you have. I think people need to be starting to get rewarded in our federal government for doing the right thing, as opposed to constantly doing the right thing, or excuse me, the wrong thing to get the federal funding. Because if people are being rewarded for doing the wrong thing, well, that's not good for anybody. I think I want the federal government rewarding communities that are doing right by their constituents, and realizing it takes a lot of money to do the right thing, and provide them more money to help to incentivize.
Betty, there is all kind of grants and stuff out there. You don't have a clue. There is so many different grant programs.
Start doing the right thing before we give them the federal funds. They need to show us that they are really taking this seriously. They shouldn't be getting federal funds for crime or officers or law enforcement. We should cut it all off until they can show us that they are serious and put some skin in the game, and show us that they're willing to put some real effort into cleaning up the streets. I cut off all federal funding, but that's just me. Anyways, guys, have a great night. It was an amazing.
David, you're not a doctor, no education. Also is the head of RFK Jr.'s vaccine study. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I must have
event. I do have some videos.
Missed the part. I want to back it up because she claims that she was instrumental in getting the curfew removed and stuff during COVID, and that people didn't. But I'll back it up.
I knew it was live streamed, and I knew they would have better footage than I could get from my seat. So, and actually, we did great. We did great because the floor was cut off. And for that, I think 90,000 people that were in that arena, I think they said 90 were in that arena. We had another some odd thousand in a overflow across the street. And that was almost a near capacity, but not quite. We had a huge amount of people.
You did.
And for us, we got like the sixth row. And we could have gotten even closer than that. But we got to do, the stage was this way, so we were over on the left-hand side of the stage. As you're looking at the stage, we're on the right-hand side. But if the stage was this, pointing this way, the media cameras were over here, and we were over here. And it was we got like the sixth row. And like I said, we could have been down at the first row, but we wanted to get up just a little bit higher so we could get the angle right when taking the photo. And then, of course, all of the placards were on the floor. So they had a lot of people on floor seats.
Yeah, and you weren't one of them, Betty, because you were just an average person going in to watch the memorial service. You didn't have a placard. You weren't part of nothing.
And I think that's it. My brain's mush right now, but I feel like after tonight's sleep, I think I'll feel 100% tomorrow.
No, Britt, I don't think so. No one else is
sleeping.
sleeping.
When I get home, I'm probably going to sleep like twice as long because. And I will see you tomorrow. I'll probably do another live like this tomorrow before I head out of the hotel. And that'll be that. So I'm exhausted, but I'm making my way back to Florida. It's been a rough week. I still can't believe Charlie's dead. I don't think I'll ever believe Charlie's dead.
There are good and bad in every race. Thank you. There sure are. Because I'll tell you what, there's a couple that stood up when I lost my husband who didn't know me, and I've told you this, other than to say good morning at the bus stop. They have stood there, and they have stood here, and they have been here for me. It's just amazing. And when she does shit like this, it pisses me off because it's people like her that's making them getting their green card and stuff so hard. And they've done everything the right way, and they've spent tons of money. And they're good, hardworking people. They're honest people. They're such good people.
Anyways, all right, guys. Well, you guys have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Is on it. So I'm thinking about going and getting $2 signs and a $1 packet of Marks a Lot, and do it Bullhorn Betty style. Stay down the road, point an arrow that way. Problems live here. Problems live here. So I don't know. We'll see. I've never seen it because I've never had that. I've never had it. Not only that, I'm not taking that. That's like, it's got a whole like a staple new poster boards on it. So it's got a lot of stuff that would make people probably, I don't know. I'll still do me. I'm just saying. Get on Betty. Yeah, I just couldn't believe that. Like we had an opportunity to censor her. And and pull her off committees that she has weight in, and he didn't. I exit him. Okay, I know I need help, and I know I need prayers. Okay, I know that. I was very ignorant on autism. I was very ignorant about this. I don't think that there should be ever a reason. Thank you, Seth. Let me see if I can pin that. I don't think that there is ever a reason to put that many vaccinations in a child. Okay, high fevers and telling them to take Tylenol, and then their child is messed up. When I was learning about the Sebastian Rogers case, everything. I can't feeling of being right there. It really didn't. It was just, it was insane, and to be there and to. I don't know. It was just, I will forever have that history ingrained, and I'm so thankful for all of the people fund, so I just appreciate y'all, and we didn't. I want to tell you guys.
Hey, Kathy, if you can hear me.
I hear you. She's full of shit. She keeps changing it. I'm looking for the part where she talks about the vaccines.
Yeah.
And COVID and what she said. She said, I don't know how I missed it. She said that she was instrumental in getting a curfew and
not like politicians.
Lifted here, and that COVID wasn't bad in her area, and yeah, she says all that. And I played it, but I must have missed it. So I have something to show you that she wasn't there. She wasn't part of it. I have the news clip and the article.
I have to drop down because my daughter's here, but I'm going to be listening though and watching.
All right, thank you for coming up.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye.
Go through more details next week or later this week as I get home and get back to Florida. Of course, I went on a tangent and lost my place because I'm still tired. I'll get back to it. But long story short is that was the first time I realized or learned anything about autism. I did not have a clue what it was. I was a fish out of water when I started covering the case. But as everything, I do my research. Anybody that has information, I talk to them. I talk to a lot of parents, a lot of grandparents, a lot of special ed teachers, even special needs bus drivers, different things about autism. And President Trump has made it his mission to get to the bottom of autism. We are now learning, despite many years of being told that Tylenol is good for us or can be taken with children, we are absolutely learning that that is not the case. And this sex guy telling us how to live our lives and what medication and trying to tear Robert Kennedy apart. And here we find out that this whole time they've been covering. And we know that they've been covering. There's no excuse for them not making a connection. I'm sorry, there's just not enough. There's not an excuse in this
I'm
world
looking for that certain spot. I know it's around in here.
When was completely ignorant on March 16, 2024. We started what we, and I was telling you over and over again, thing that parents, grandparents, swamping an infant with 80 to keep their jobs after poisoning our children. And we got to listen to the left once again, right?
That's
Democrats
inciting
want to keep
hate.
these people in office, right? People still ain't
She
getting it.
says,
I'm not
she
trying to be
talks about
biased,
the
but damn
COVID
it.
vaccines and about how she was, she got the curfew lifted in her county and stuff. It's in here. I played it once, but now I can't find it. And I have proof that she's lying. Hey, Coca-Cola.
When I see something, I see it loud and clear. I see it loud and clear. So you got the Dems pushing for our babies to be sick. You got them pushing freaking drugs over the border. They got they're allowing people to infiltrate our entire country, kill our people by the hundreds of thousands,
Kill our people.
and put criminals back on the streets with
They're,
us to
they're,
harm
they're
us.
killing people by the hundreds of thousands, and they're putting criminals back on the streets to harm us.
Everything that the layers are being peeled back.
Wow.
And every time we turn around, it's a Democrat policy that's making us sick or trying to kill us. And I just can't figure it out. I just can't figure out what is the wage on our children from the Democrat Party, where they want to injure their brain or turn them into S dolls.
Yeah, I think it's
and start
after
talking
this.
about S stuff.
Wow.
You know, at 5 years old. I think it's sick.
That still blows my mind to hear.
I think it's truly, truly sick. And we are here because we try to get laws that prevent stuff like that from happening. By the time I got done with them and a few other people, that thing was lifted by the end of the next VOC.
Sorry, guys.
She was badass as DeSantis at that time. Our during COVID, nobody had to wear chemicals in your body, you know, just to show the man. Like I ain't pumping
That's
my
why I
body
missed it, because I was flipping out about what she said.
I was in South Dakota during COVID. Nobody had to wear my. I know, because you had known. She was badass as DeSantis at that time. Our Manatee County tried to put a curfew on us. By the time I got done with them and a few other people, that thing was lifted by the end of the next
you heard
VOC.
that, right?
Like I was ready. I told them, I'm like, I don't even know. You guys got to go back and watch that from the back.
I'll show you. Fetty wasn't out there to get the curfew lifted. And the things Fetty says about Manatee County is incorrect about the numbers with COVID and everything. But she wasn't there. I'll come back and finish playing it. There's something I want to show you. She may have been inside the commissioner's meeting, but she's not the one who was raising Cain outside about the curfew. Okay? Now, I have it. Let me share screen. I have the article and the news report with the women that were outside. You won't see Bullscorn. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Drop this link. Close this out. Okay, now it should play for me. And this is courtesy of the Bradenton Herald, which is Betty's newspaper. Okay? Manatee commissioners vote 4-3 to end nighttime curfew meant to limit the spread of COVID-19. Now this video, unfortunately, I can't do anything about the ads because it's running on their site. So sorry about that. But the ads seem to take forever too. And I can't do nothing about the volume. Oh, wait, yes, I can. You were so incorrect. You are so incorrect. Okay, sorry about the ads. Again, nothing I can do about them, but they are so incorrect in the statements these women are making. But who you won't see out there is Bullscorn. It didn't share screen. It's not sharing screen. Hold on. Let me share screen. I'll back it up and you can see it. We didn't miss much. I wonder why it didn't. It should have shared screen. It was still sharing the articles. Yeah. All right. I'll back it up. Sorry about that. But the ads, there's nothing I can do anything about because oh no. No, 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 no. What did it do? Okay, here we go. Let me. Oh no, it was sharing. Ah, too many tabs open. Okay, but who you won't see here is Bullscorn.
Because we haven't reached a peak, for instance. Why would you tell those folks?
Well, a peak for a pandemic, but this isn't a pandemic. This is a virus that's, yeah, it is our right to be out
A
here.
virus that's killed hundreds of thousands of people.
True, we all have our rights. Let me think about that.
Fight for their right to believe in.
See, let me think about it. She can't even answer. Does she not sound like a Bullhorn Betty crony? She can't even answer. These people were insane with the stuff they were saying.
Tell me, what do you hope to accomplish
Who don't
by
you
being
see
out
there?
here this morning?
I hope to accomplish the end of the curfew, to open our beaches, to open our businesses, our churches, our parks, and our schools. It's time to get back to work.
You feel like it's safe to do that?
Yes, I do.
What have you seen that tells you that?
Well, reading the
Sorry about the ads. Who don't you see there? Betty. It's just about over with. These ads are insane, but you can't get rid of them because it's on their site, the Bradenton Herald site, part of their video.
watching the CDC site every day since this started. I've been following the death rate every day. And then I've also been following the criteria for reporting COVID deaths. And based on what the CDC has posted on the front page of their site, the number of deaths attributed to COVID-19 aren't accurate.
Have you noticed that here in Manatee
Yeah,
County,
you're
the
right.
numbers have gone up quite a bit in the last week or so?
They were worse.
23.
Only
It's
23.
And I looked up
23 what?
23 deaths,
No,
and I looked
it's
up
higher
the
than-
population
No, it's higher than that.
on Manatee County. 23 deaths out of the entire population of Manatee County.
No, that's
Well,
not
it's,
true.
And
33 deaths.
okay, it's 33 out of the entire population
They're
of
okay with
Manatee
that.
County. No one in my zip code.
They're okay that it was only 33 people at that time. Numbers were wrong. They were too low. This woman, Tony, doesn't even live in Manatee County. Idiot. Oh my God. But I was just showing this as a point. Betty was not involved in this. This is who they were. And then and this is the Bradenton Herald, which is the local newspaper for Betty. And if you proceed, you will see the Tuesday morning vote went against the recommendations of public safety officials who wanted the board first voted to enact a curfew on April 3rd, and that was after the government shutdowns of everybody, where it was mandatory everywhere, regardless of state or local government. God, I remember having to go out to go to doctors and to drive to Jacksonville, which is always so hectic. It was so creepy. There wasn't a soul out. You didn't see another car for miles and miles. It was so creepy. My doctor had a big tent set up outside in the parking lot. But I have a pump. I had to be seen. There was no way around it. But yeah, I was just showing you that to show you that. And also, nowhere in the article is Betty one of the people listed in the article either. The county's total was at that time, 437 positive and 34 deaths, the fourth highest death toll in Florida. But it got worse for a lot of people for a long time. Betty wasn't there. Was she at a commissioner's meeting acting a fool? Probably. But we know how she acts at those meetings. So I don't think Betty even asked to dip in her legal fund for her trip, but just thanked her donors afterwards. She's disgusting. I played it live, snippets. She didn't. She did it and then said, because what she said is, I had to dip into the legal fund to cover this trip. And that was after she was already there and in a hotel. I had already stayed in a couple hotels, and already gotten to Arizona and paid for things. And then one person made a comment, something about agreeing with her, well, if you have to use it, something to that effect. I'm going to do a clip about it because she clearly said and laughed it off. She laughed it off. And, I mean, that's up to whoever donated to like it or not like it. That's on them. Oh, guys, don't forget to do that YouTube stuff. The thumbs up, the sub up, the share, all that stuff. Usually I have BJ saying it a million times, so I can't remember to say it honestly, because she says it so much. I don't even like saying it but I'm not reviewing her today. So, though I thought about it. Betty's, this is crazy. The stuff she's spewing is just crazy. Hit the like. I like the name. You got the thumbs up too in blue. BHP is now lying and saying she didn't use her legal fund to go there, although she thanked everyone that gave her permission to. Exactly. And when she said it, she'd already used it and then said it in the last live I reviewed of hers. Yeah. Now she's denying using any of it. She said, oh, we didn't have to. Yes, you did. You already let the cat out the bag. My audio's a little choppy, is it? It might have been the thing. Is it still choppy? It might have been the video I was playing. Or is it me? It's me. Is it choppy for everybody? Nobody's told me? What the hell's going on, StreamYard? Just this past summer, I traveled from Bradenton to the Grand Canyon. It cost me just about $700 just for gas. I have the receipts. Wow. Yeah. You can't tell. Is it that bad? That's all right. I'm going to end it anyway. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know. It sounds fine to me, and I didn't know. It might have been because I had so many tabs open. It was bad for BHB. Now it is you. Oh. Let me see. Let me reload and see if that will happen. Hold on. I'm just going to reload. Okay, was that better? Did that make it better? I'm sorry, guys. I didn't know. I'm sorry about that. I was having problems with my phone yesterday and today. I couldn't even chat right in chats. I didn't know if it was, well, maybe it's not my damn phone. Maybe, no, because my phone puts letters it's not supposed to put that I don't even type anywhere near. Maybe it's just my internet. It says my signal's awesome. It's better. It might have been because I had so many tabs open and playing those videos. Sorry about that. I don't know. Betty spews a lot of hate and incites a lot of hate, and I'm not a hate turtle loop. It has been choppy the whole time. Is your Amazon wish list up to date? What do you mean? Yeah, there's some things on it. It's StreamYard's issue. It's happening to other creators too. Wow, figures. Man, I'm really thinking about switching back to Restream because it's just StreamYard is just not worth the $50. And, I have a small channel, and sometimes paying for premium and StreamYard can be a bit much. I'm not rolling in the dough like Beach and everybody. You know what I mean? Like Beach. Even though she claims that, we make all this tons of money off her. Okay. It's that BHB energy. Yeah, there's stuff on there for the littles and for me. It can be, I need to work on that. Let me call my little one. I ask him to do something. Right away, he goes calling his sister. Mommy Caddy wants you. No, Mommy Caddy asked you. See how they pass the buck at a young age? Kimberly, oh my God, shut up, buddy. She just rolls with whatever anyone says. Yep, she does. I don't like the rhetoric she's spilling. I just don't. And all it's doing is inciting hate and problems. And yeah. And it could end up in violence. I mean, we've seen how things can get. Say hi to the cat in a minute, okay? He's sleepy. Okay. Leave the poor thing sleep. Gives me a break. She never uttered Charlie Clark's name until this, and now they were pals. Oh yeah, she even used it as an excuse, saying that she had a family member's funeral to go to. Yeah, never heard her talk about him, and she sure didn't even have a place card for somebody who's in the inner circle, inner workings. Yeah, what it is she showed up at some event. She was able to ask him a question, and he posed for pictures with a lot of people and answered a lot of people's questions. But that doesn't mean you were in the inner circle and a friend. This is the worst pick lighter I've ever had. I can't constantly flick it because it's really hard to flick. This is supposed to be child-proof. It's adult-proof. So when I do click it, I'm holding it for a minute. It's better than lighting a cigarette. But yeah, sorry if you heard it. Jay's been having crackling problems too. Wow. Yeah, she was today a little bit when I was in there. And again, I thought it was me. I don't know. StreamYard needs. I get there's going to be hiccups. I totally get that. But come on, you can do better, especially since you up the price and lowered the benefits. You could do better. And it just sucks because all the streaming services have their fault. Restream, a lot of videos won't play right. I don't know if they've changed that since the last time I attempted it, because I did attempt to use it again. Because I do like Restream. It has better selection with backgrounds and music and stuff. I do like the features better. And with a certain level of membership, you can also stream and share content, up to so much content on a mobile device. No, it's Betty putting negative energy out. No, they probably judoed every one of us between BJ and her. And don't forget the hashtags. I stand with Clue. I stand with GW. Because I believe what Queen said. I believe Queen hadn't been served yet. I think BJ's not but a liar. So, but we also stand with Queen, of course. And barbecue. None of them deserve this stupid shit over some YouTube drama. None of them. I swear, they're looking for a quick payday or thought they were going to get one. That's just my opinion, though. You have to do a live. Drop your link, Freddie. Drop your link because I promise I will sit down and teach myself how to teleport everybody. Because I can teleport everybody over to you, Freddie. Drop your link, please. Or I will. Or somebody drop Freddie's link. Maybe they'll let me do it on. Let me go to channel. And copy link. Guys, this is our own already Freddie. And she's building a channel and she's doing a live. So please check her out. I'll be listening. I got it. I'll be listening. I will learn how to transport everybody, teleport. I will make sure, but I've just been so, well, not tonight. Tonight I got to finish preparing for tomorrow. And, yeah. Well, I won't be sleeping much. Maybe I will have time. I won't be sleeping much. My nerves are, yeah, on edge. Go ahead, Freddie. Once I can tell you more about what's going on, I will. Certain details I won't because of how YouTube is, but I'll let you know what kind of fight I'm going to. You already know the basic. I have to fight for my husband's benefits. They're denying paying his benefits. Tomorrow may show me, give me an answer. Is this going to be something that can be set up now? Or is this something I'm going to have a very long drawn out fight for? I don't know. Don't know. You're going to go live later, Cole? Cole, drop your... Oh, you can't. Let me drop your link. Let me get your link too, Cole. Hopefully... I'm hoping that... I don't know. I'm just not... I'm not feeling good about it. I'm not feeling... I have a feeling they're going to fight tooth and nail, which is ridiculous because it's not even for this huge amount and it's not even out of their pocket and it's benefits he has been entitled to for over 11 years. So, yeah. I don't know. There's Coca-Cola's channel too. I don't know. Cover whatever you feel like it. I think if I can't sleep tonight, I can't sit there and stare at the walls anymore. It's driving me nuts. I may just pop up just to talk, just to hang out and talk about whatever, which I don't think I've really ever done much of, but I think it's time. And yeah, little C, you're right. She said to people that she would break their toes if they didn't move for her. To put down her chair in the crowd, her back hurt. I honestly am not surprised. Thank you, darling. I'm honestly not surprised. Betty, you never cease to amaze. Freddy's. Never, 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 ever, ever, ever. Oh my God, that woman. She wants the support. In her imagination, she has the support, but she doesn't. It's all in her little pea-brain mind. I'm sorry you have to go through this. I'm not surprised on how fast I received 1980 and Michael Jordan. Yeah, should have already had it. You're right. It shouldn't be this hassle. And I still may not get it. I don't know. I don't know. But I gotta fight for my kids. To make sure I can take care of them. At least for a little while. So I get shit going. You know what I mean? So I get shit figured out. It sucks. But it is what it is, I guess. Well, on Sunday, I was planning on covering Old Moon Pie. There you go. That's a whacker there, man. That's a loose loon right there. Mm-mm-mm. I have. Kim, I have. He's the one who gave me this idea. He's the one who thinks this. He said there's a chance that because after he heard everything and he heard the amounts, he was like, this is insanity. You know, he was like, this is, you know, it shouldn't even be a question after all those years of employment. It's just, it's crazy. But if, you know, I guess tomorrow I'll find out whether I'm going to be proceeding with court or not, which is what I don't want to do. But like I said, I will do what it takes. If it was just me, I probably wouldn't. Honestly, I wouldn't. But it's not just about me. You're live? All right, guys. Go ahead on over to Freddy's. I put her link in the chat. Let me see if I can find it again. I'll pin it, and then you guys can hit it. And I'm going to learn how to... Okay. It took me... I hit the link. It took me right to her channel. But I pinned it again. Here it is in chat. Why won't it pin it? That's weird. It didn't pin it. But anyway. Here it is. When I hit the link, it takes me right to her. It won't even let me pin it. Is that some weird shit? But anyway, go over and join Freddy. I'll be listening to Freddy. I'm going to feed my monsters. And spend a little bit of time with them too. Before bed. But thank you guys for hanging out with me, Misfits. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the super chats and memberships. I greatly appreciate it. All the YouTube stuff, thumbs up. My husband worked for GTE, Verizon for 32 years before his brain aneurysm eventually led to. Oh, I'm sorry, dear Kim. That they didn't fight you though, huh? That's what sucks. Is he was proud to work for this nonprofit. He really loved his job. He enjoyed the people he worked with. He was proud to be a part of that company. Yeah. Thanks, Darby. Thanks for being here. All right, guys. I don't know who's live, but you know, go where you want to go. Yeah, I'm going to go feed my monsters. They're probably eating the couch right about now. They're always hungry. Always, always, always. Okay, guys. Thank you again so much, Misfit. Have some fun out on these streets. And just be the best Misfit you can be. Bye all. See you at Freddy's.